East Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at NETsn.live.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the NETsn Weekly Wrap-Up Show. It's your boy, Bret here, hopefully alongside a few of our favorite NETsn commentators will be joining me shortly. I'd like to first of all thank everyone for joining me this evening. This episode is sponsored by our partner, LoneStarGridiron.com. Go check out their site. All our stuff is there as well. Our show streams live there every week. We've got some other things that we've been working with Lone Star Gridiron on, so go check it out. We've got Facebook page, facebook.com/NETsnLive. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up for you. So any of you are looking to follow us or like us on any of our pages, all our information is right there below. It's our Facebook page, our YouTube channel, on Twitter. So you'll be in the know of what NETsn has got going on. We've got a lot of things going on behind the scenes to bring to you every week for the wrap-up show and other things. So just stay tuned. We've got lots of things in the works, and we'll talk about a few of those things this evening. So hopefully we'll be able to get Vince and Corey on here in just a minute. We'll start off with our first segment of the night as there's Vince join us. What's going on, Vince? How's it going? Can you hear me, Vince?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are. All right. Yeah, we got you now. We got you. How's everything going this week, Vince?
I'm making it. It's been a good week. Yeah, so far.
All right. Man, we got lots of good stuff to talk about, some picks to get into. But we're going to first start off with everyone's favorite segment.
Late to get to this good-looking winner. Uncle Mo, he demolished the field. He won by 15 lengths. He won by more than that.
As Corey is here with us now, our first segment, Uncle Mo's Player of the Week. And this week, guys, Uncle Mo's Player of the Week goes to center running back Caden Dixon. Had some nice stats for us this week. 29 carries, 409 yards, 6 touchdowns in a playoff win in the bi-district round. Also had 65 return yards. And I'll let y'all digest that as I bring in one of our favorite guests. I don't even want to call him a guest anymore. He's almost part of the show here. Kyle Owens, welcome.
What's up, everybody?
What's
I like
up,
your
man?
shirt there. You got the red zone going there. You're in the mood.
Yeah, man. You know, I knew I was coming on to talk high school football. I gotta have the red zone on there. You know.
So, did you hear our Uncle Mo's Player of the Week?
No, tell me.
Okay. So, Uncle Mo's Player of the Week is Caden Dixon, center running back. He had 29 carries, 409 yards, and 6 touchdowns in a bi-district win. Also had 65 return yards. So, yeah, it's a nice little chunk of yards and a nice evening in the playoffs. As we've talked about center a lot. As they've got an interesting game this week. Y'all got anything that y'all have going on this week that y'all want to start with before we get rolling?
Man, I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and so
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. You feel pain this week, Kyle.
Yeah, it was not a good game Monday night. I wanted to turn it off so many times, but I kept holding out hope, and then it was turnover after turnover, penalty after penalty, and we deserved to lose that game. Deserved to lose.
I mean, it could be worse. You could be a Cowboys fan going into Green Bay.
Eddie's here, guys, with us tonight. So Eddie's with us. Shout out to Eddie.
What's going on, Eddie?
What's up, Eddie?
But yeah, that was rough. I didn't see the game. I didn't need to watch it though, because I could just every time I see the Kyle Owens pop up on my Twitter notification, and I could tell that wasn't going very well. I can usually tell by your Twitter there is how things are going.
So is it time for the Washington Commanders to name Heineke their starting quarterback? I mean,
yes.
Carson Wentz ain't getting it done.
No.
I mean, he's out of the league at this point.
Look, I was a big Carson Wentz fan when we drafted him. Like, I was a huge Carson Wentz fan. And that 2017, I believe, when he had an MVP season and then tore his ACL in LA against the Rams. And then Nick Foles comes in and wins us the Super Bowl. So great. But ever since that torn ACL, he has not been the same player. And I don't know.
I think a lot of his in between his ears a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. He's gonna get another shot. He's definitely a backup quarterback. He'll definitely be a bridge guy for the remainder of his career. But he may get that one. He's got a ring. I mean,
yeah, he does have the ring. That's
he didn't play for.
It didn't matter. He wear it.
You're right.
He played the majority of the season, so
he got paid. He got paid money and he got a ring. So
right. He's not Chase Daniels. He's not Chase Daniels. Chase Daniels still in checks.
Hey, so we got Jake here with us tonight. What's up, Jake? Derek, you're with us, but I'm gonna ignore your comment. I'm assuming what you're talking about. I don't really want to talk about that game. That was a little embarrassing. Eddie's got total quarterback had 500 total yards of 4 TDs and 2 rushes. No, that's a nice job. I didn't see that one. Uncle Mo didn't see it.
He must be a Bears fan.
And then not going against Mount Vernon. So yeah, Eddie, we got to talk about that as we bring in our last week picks. Speaking of that, only 2 of the 4 of us have made picks in this group. So
look, I tried, and it wouldn't let me bring up the 10th game, so I was going to wait till I got home to do it. I was trying to do it on my phone, so I'll get
okay.
I'm working on mine right now.
There's no excuse for the other one. He always waits. I'm waiting for Eddie to give him a hard time.
Eddie just want to try to beat me, but he listen, Eddie ain't got nothing to say to me.
We got Christopher Bates here. Welcome, Christopher. Welcome to our show. thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate you coming on. He's talking to, I guess he's talking back and forth with Eddie. Maybe he knows Eddie there.
Oh, there's a Hooks guy in the house.
Oh, Hooks. All right.
Oh,
All right.
All right.
That's,
All right, Christopher. That's another.
That's the game we'll be doing Friday night. Harmony and Hooks.
There we go.
All right.
It's a big matchup there.
We'll talk about that one. That's Kyle's got some insight on that one. I'm sure he'll share with us once we get there. Let's go and talk about the picks for this week. Then we'll go down in each classification and kind of break down the bracket, talk about last week's game and then the games coming up. So last week's picks, man, I don't know about y'all, but I had a rough week. I think maybe the only person that had a rougher week might have been the guy below me here, Corey. I think he had a little bit rougher week than I did, but it was a rough.
I don't remember what I picked that week, but all the teams that I had picked to win, that district didn't even show up. So I have no idea what happened. The replicas or the replacement players showed up and played that week. All the JVs showed up to play. I don't know what happened. That was embarrassing for me.
So we've got we'll start out with how everybody did. We actually have one of the champions for the week on our show this week. Kyle had 8. He tied for first place with Derek. Derek and Kyle both had 8. If
Derek won something, this is definitely an off week.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, Corey. What's going on, man?
No, just Derek.
Yeah,
I'm
but
giving you
props.
but you gotta know. We're talking about Derek here. It's an off week.
You can't give Derek no leeway.
Eddie's got questions about Van, and Eddie's went 5 for 10. Well, I feel for you, Eddie, because I think that's what I had. I had 5. Vince was right there in second place with 7 this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Corey
coming in strong.
Corey, you had 3. Eddie had 5. Jonathan had 6. Drew had 6. Chris had 5, and James had 6. That was everybody. And everybody that's watching our show tonight, make sure you go pick for this week because we'll do our picks at the end. You can go to our website, and it's right there below, scrolling down below, www.netsn.live/pick'em, and you can go on our website and make your picks and get them in. It's every week we'll talk about them. So we have an overall thing going, but it doesn't matter if you hadn't picked it all. We've actually got a pretty good number so far in for the Pick'em challenge. We've got 12 in, and I think I don't think we haven't gotten Kyle's in, so we'll have 13. This will be our most picks for the whole week. So
I'm doing mine right now.
Whole season. So all right, he's working on them. So we got Texas High District 0-4. Yeah, we'll talk about that, Eddie. That's that district is that 5A D2 district of East Texas is out. They went to the round ball. They rolled the round balls out this week. Let's see.
Let's make sure that
the real champ resides in Franklin County. Wow, Derek. I mean, you are winning overall this year, Derek. But man, that's a little rough. Unfortunately,
because I hadn't been in all of them.
Unfortunately for you, Derek, the champ is still here, and it's not going anywhere. Derek. So I'm sorry.
It's real big. Whoa.
I'm sorry, Derek, but now y'all get us a sponsor for next year's show, and then maybe we'll order a belt, and whoever wins gets that. But had to go buy me a belt. All right, we got
when you buy your own self a belt.
Hey, I did win, so it's
somebody else should have bought the belt.
They should have, but these guys weren't going to buy me a belt. Let's just be honest.
I didn't know that was what was on the table. I didn't know.
Right, I thought it was
kind of
popped up. It wouldn't have been any fun.
Then he made a whole video about it. Then he made a whole video, a whole intro.
Do I need to replay that for our new viewers?
We don't need to see that again.
No.
We the ones.
What do you think? What do you think, Kyle? Should we replay it for the new viewers?
We the ones. I just want to hear the theme song. That's it.
I think everyone's now in. We've got new viewers tonight. They deserve to understand the inside joke. They're not going to go anywhere. They're intrigued now. All right. So for those of you that don't know,
they could be entrapped. I don't know. We don't want to.
I surprised these guys with this little clip. We're gonna watch it here. It's just a couple minute clip.
With this
And
nonsense.
we'll be right back here.
It's nonsense.
And ladies and gentlemen, we kick the night off with the man who has been a world champion for 678 days. The head of the table, the king of the bloodline, the tribal chief. And a deafening ovation.
Please welcome the undisputed NETsn Pick'em champ, Bret Swinning.
Yeah, the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time, and he could very well be.
Thank you. Greatest of all time here. Okay, well, and going back to what we were talking about, get your picks in so you can enjoy the fun. We have a lot of fun here on this show. If you've never watched, we're gonna have some laughs. We're gonna talk about some football and have a good time. So and we also want you to chat. So if you've got anything to add to our chat, we'll bring it on. We'll talk about it. We've got let's see. We got Eddie's got some comments. He's got our first team defense held them to 74 yards. JV held them to 110. We got Kat Patsmas here, or Pasama, I'm sorry. So shout out to Miss Pasama. Looking forward to that game Friday night in Humboldt, Texas. We'll talk about that a little bit tonight, I'm sure. Derek's laughing. I think he may be laughing at my intro. Let's see. We got Sean Coleman's here. Welcome, Sean. I see that logo. You must be a Hooks fan as well, so welcome. I like to see them Hooks fans are out tonight. They must have. No. So we talking about them Hornets or what? Yes, we're going to talk about that game. We definitely will. And then we've got Chris liked my video. So he said nice. He liked that. All right. So
He was just being nice to you.
he may have been.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's
He's new
fine.
to the
Hey.
show. He's trying to make an enemies. Give it a week.
Raw versus SmackDown created character from PlayStation 2.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was. WWE Raw.
Sean says perfect. So all right, welcome, Sean. We appreciate you coming in tonight. All right, so let's go over the picks. We've got the numbers. We'll kind of go over those games, kind of give our thoughts on each one because it was actually an interesting week. Honestly, I thought when I made my picks, I thought I had done them pretty well. I thought this week I was like, well, I think I've got, and man, I was all wrong. I should have run over there and looked at what Kyle picked and went with him.
Right.
Yes. Let's see. We got we got Hector with us tonight.
What's going
Shout
on,
out to
Hector?
Hector? He's one of our sponsors for our Chapel Hill football broadcast, our touchdown sponsor. Thanks, Hector.
What's up, Hector?
Christopher Bates, world champion of the world. I like it. All right, so we'll go week 1 of the playoffs. White House Lovejoy. Now this one, I picked Lovejoy, but I was kind of concerned for a little bit. White House gave him a good game, and the game came down towards the end, and White House still had a chance. Any White House? Let's see. We had you might pick White House. Corey, you had White House.
Yeah,
What do you think
I
about
did.
that one?
I guess I had some intel today. I found out something. I don't know if it's true or not. Some of their starters had been suspended, maybe from they had a fight in the Marshall game, and maybe some of the starters had gotten suspended, and
So we
some
had
of the
some
guys didn't play.
turmoil then.
So I heard that from somebody. I don't know if it's true or not, but that could be the reason why that game went that way, possibly.
I mean, they said that it was a late touchdown that won the game for Lovejoy. So, I mean,
Well,
it ain't like
Eddie had him by
like
3
White House.
touchdowns. So, yeah, I was surprised too. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger margin in that particular game.
But like I said, I'm not going against East Texas school though. I'm picking all East Texas. Yeah, so
oh, here we
I
go.
may be wrong.
Excuses you. Here we
I
go.
told you what I'm doing. This how I'm picking them.
You picked the games to win, Corey.
You picked the games to win.
Why would you compete in a pick'em contest and say I'm just gonna pick them? Oh, well, they're not my territory. I'm gonna. So we had. I'm not gonna ask that. Argyle versus somebody you'd pick.
Exactly. We don't want to relive that. Got to move forward. We don't want to relive the past.
Oh goodness. All right. Well, a lot of us and Eddie mentioned this one too. Marshall had the ball on the 2 and ran out of time. I'm assuming he's talking about the playoff game. That was our next game up. Was Marshall Crandall, and shout out to Kyle. You got this one right with Crandall. What caused you? Because everything I read, Marshall should win. What gave you the audacity to go towards a non-East Texas team of Crandall, Kyle?
It was luck. No, I'm kidding. I've been watching highlights on Marshall and White House and teams like that, Texas High, and just something about that district that Crandall was in just made me think that Crandall could pull it off. And look, man, it's with the NFL, it happens, college, even in high school, any given Friday night or Saturday or Thursday, whenever the teams play. I had a feeling. I that I thought Crandall would pull something off. Now, they may not win after this week, but I did think they could get past that first round. And so luck of the draw, beginner's luck, I guess,
Vince, you had Crandall too. What did you see?
Nothing. I just didn't believe in Marshall. It's that simple.
You didn't believe in Marshall?
Yeah, all of that Marshall all year long. Marshall. It was time for it to
You gotta
end.
say Marshall.
I will say though, Marshall was a wishy-washy
On
team.
the frozen tundra.
I don't think they won. I don't think they won 2 games in a row all year. They were like back and forth, like win one week,
Exactly.
lose one week, win one week, and that was their week to lose because they had won the previous week against White House. Chris has got a couple of comments in here. We'll get him in. He says, I think at least one Dangerfield player can't play the first half this week because of ejection. Now, that'll be interesting.
They'll be fine. They'll be fine.
Oh, well, Kyle said, you heard it from Kyle. He says they'll be fine.
I saw them play this year. They'll be fine.
Right.
Chris Rebate said Texas High District was down. Yeah, it seems like it. And we thought maybe just Texas High was down, but maybe they were, and then the rest of the district just wasn't good either.
I thought Texas High was a little down this year. I didn't think the district was as bad as it was. But then again, you got Nacogdoches creeping up, beating White House out of nowhere, and then they couldn't do anything else the rest of the time. Honestly, I thought Hallsville was probably the best team in that district.
Well, the next game we have, and I'll let Kyle talk about this one. Mineola,
dude,
he got that. I mean, I was fine with Mineola winning. I like Dawson Pendergrass and what he brings to the table. I got to watch a lot of that final game where they had to come back and beat Commerce to get in the playoffs. It was on a live stream, and I got to watch some of it. But I just didn't. Man, I was that district. I was just wrong. Corey and I had Tatum all year as winning it. We thought that district was a lot better than they were evidently, and then the district there sweeps them. So what did you see? I'm sure you've covered a lot of those little towns this year. What did you see in that matchup?
I mean, I was surprised. So going into the year, I thought out of that 6-3A Division I district, I thought Gladewater was going to be the class of the district. I thought they were going to run the table like they have the past 3 or 4 years. they did not play well this season. They got into the playoffs with like a 3-6 record or something like that, or 3-7 record. Like it wasn't good. Now they had a murderer's row of non-district opponents. Like they played the top of the top in non-district. But the way I gauge that is if you're competitive in those games, then you got a good football team. You don't have to win all of them, but be competitive. But Gladewater was not competitive in those. So I just think that whole district was kind of down with Jefferson, Tatum, Gladewater. I just think it was down, Atlanta and all them. But that 5-3A Division I with Mount Vernon, Winsboro, Pottsboro, even Mineola, like those are
There's
that's
Derek.
a solid district.
Derek's got the muscles up for District 5 there. He's
wrong.
His Mount Vernon Tigers with the win too. So
yeah, that district is strong. But Mineola specifically, it blows my mind that everybody and their mama knows who's getting the football, and you still can't stop it. Like, I don't get it.
So,
I don't get it.
Here's the crazy thing about it. I picked in that theory, like you said, Gladewater had a tough preseason schedule, and they weren't competitive. Tatum had a very tough preseason schedule and was competitive and still couldn't beat Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon is good. Mount Vernon.
So, Mount Vernon is that, as we always say, Mount Vernon is that man. That man. Okay, all right.
Which entails, guys, if Mount Vernon is that good, then Winsboro and Pottsboro are both good, and that showed it.
Let me rephrase it. Mount Vernon's playing that well.
Yeah, they are. And
let me say that. I'm not saying that because Pottsboro won the district. Mount Vernon's playing that well. Now, Mount Vernon's probably the best team, but they're playing that well. Let me say that.
Mineola Mount Vernon game was, the score doesn't look like it was, I think it was like 45-23 or something like that. That game was a lot closer. Like, I think here's my problem with Mineola is that it's so Dawson dependent. Like, if they had a quarterback, they had a quarterback, he got hurt at the beginning of the year. They just been going with Dawson doing everything, which is fine. It's working. But I think if they had the ability to throw the ball a little more, then it would open up more holes for Dawson. I think Mineola could make a long run. I just don't see Mineola getting past Grandview being so reliant on Dawson. I don't know.
And we'll talk about that a little more here. We got some more chats. The chat's lighting up tonight. Thank you, guys. We got Chris, the Stinging Pendergrasses. We've got a new chat we got Buddy Shelton. Welcome, Buddy. Give us a shout out to who your team is, buddy. If you've got a high school team that you're
he's talking about that Winsboro, Pottsboro, Whitesboro. I mentioned that earlier because they had all beat each other.
We got
Pottsboro beating Winsboro by 1 point.
Derek, you just have to see McGill in person.
Mackenzie McGill is a bad man. He's a bad man.
Like Chris has seen him. Oh, Hooks. We got a lot of Hooks fans in the house.
Hooks come out tonight. Come on,
Hooks, man.
Come through, Hooks.
I'm with you. On TV tonight.
I'm with
Let's go.
He's a Harmony guy. Just kidding. Oh, okay. He's giving him a hard time. Okay. Well, hey, I'll give a shout out. Hooks has probably got the most
they
viewers.
Showed up. They showed up tonight. Right. I'm with it. Yeah.
Welcome to our show, guys, and we hope that you enjoy all our coverage. We'll definitely talk about that game, but thanks for coming out. Keep the comments rolling. This is awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, so next game 4, we got Corrigan, Camden, and Garrison. Again, I picked the wrong team. I thought Garrison was going to be strong. Man, they were in that district with Timpson. They played them close. But Corrigan, Camden, man, I guess I should have listened to Vince.
I tried to tell you. I tried to
warn you. But after Centerville destroyed them the week before.
That last game of the year, that didn't count. I'm sorry. I just couldn't believe that. I still don't. But they did. They took a whooping the last game of the year. It's like, how do you blow out 4 teams in a row and then just take a beat down?
Well, that's why I picked Corrigan Camden, because they had outscored their opponents in district by a ridiculous amount of points.
You heard him saying it.
Ridiculous amount of points. So that's why I was like, I'm taking Corrigan.
And Vince
208-0.
He told me that, but then they played Centerville, and it's like they got blown out, and I was like,
I know district was on the line or whatever, but I'm like, something had, like, something was off. I don't know what it is though. Something was
Wasn't
off
that the
that
week
game, man.
where there was a bunch of storms and a bunch of rain and moving around stuff? Maybe they got out of the
Maybe
rhythm.
I never thought about that. Maybe that's what it was.
You
Technically, that was when the football weather really set in. So,
yeah,
when the football weather set in, everybody hit different.
yeah.
Everybody a little timid at first. Everybody sensitive. It's funny, but I'm serious. Everybody a little soft when the football weather set in.
Right.
We got. I guess Buddy's giving Eddie a hard time here. I'm assuming that y'all know each other here. That's interesting. We got check out Texarkana's Friday Night Lights page. As Buddy says, want to check that out. Christopher says, Wissicus. Is that an inside joke?
Wissicus?
Wiz, let them know where you're from. I don't know. If that's a city, I've never heard of that. Have any of y'all heard of that?
This is a family show. Let's not cuss and elfish.
I don't know what they talking about, man. But them hooks, man, they didn't came out here.
I don't know what y'all.
What y'all talking about?
Watching,
is that hooks watching? What is that?
We appreciate all y'all watching. We got a lot on Facebook tonight, but make sure you go over to our YouTube channel and subscribe to it too, and like some of our videos. We got all our video archives are there, so go check that out. That way y'all get notified when we go live. We still will use Facebook as well, but that'll help us out a lot. All that information is down below. Also, give us a follow on Twitter too. All that information is scrolling. I got it for you right there. I don't know. I really thought about this game. I was back and forth. So I don't know. I
definitely picked the wrong court. Court just mine. I'm like, what?
I just saw what they did against Timpson, and I gauged it a little differently than I should have.
I was wrong. I was definitely wrong. I was wrong this past week, the whole week. So forgive me.
But yeah, so we got the next one, Game 5, Lindale Viter, and majority of everyone had Viter. We only had Lindale.
Oh, sorry. I was about
to say. Corey had Viter. Corey, you said you picked only East Texas teams, but yet you picked Viter. Where's your theory there?
Contradiction.
What are you doing, Corey?
Where's your theory? Hey, Jake, if you're here, Jake, give him a hard time. Jake's here. Ask Corey why he picked against your Lindale Eagles.
Yourself. Explain.
It may have been a mistake, but it's okay. May have been a mistake.
Okay. Oh, you know what? Wait. No. I think that it didn't he say like he thought he picked Lindale, and then you said no, you didn't, and he said, oh, I thought I did, but that's all right. Maybe that was that game.
Why would I pick Ryder? I don't like it. Is I'm not gonna pick.
I think that was the game where he thought he picked Lindale, but you told him no, it shows Viter on here. And you said, oh, and he just said, oh well.
I live with it. I live with
it. That's what he said right there. I live with it.
I live with it. I was wrong. I can't disprove. I was like, I don't go against East Texas school. So if I pick White House, you better believe I'm picking Lindale.
Well, I thought it didn't match up with your theory there. So
right, just saying it could have been a mistake, but
And I've got the for those that are interested, I've got the link down for the pick'em right there. It's netsn.live/pick'em. So go get your picks in before we do that at the end of the show. Yeah, I thought that and it kind of came to fruition. The District 9 4A was a little stronger. I thought 3 out of 4 was what I was thinking. I thought Palestine just wouldn't have enough. I thought they might be able to play with Lumberton. They did for a little bit. It was actually they stayed with them early, but they just don't have enough firepower. If they get behind, then they're in trouble because they're just that wing T is just hard to come back with that. And we'll talk about that in the Chapel Hill game too. But yeah, that was an easy pick for me. That was probably one of the easier ones, just because I thought that Lindale was they're a good team, and if they can, they're very big up front. They can manhandle you and just kind of slowly, methodically drive. And I'd seen some of Viter's films, and they were kind of the similar, but just not as big. So I think that was a pretty easy pick to me.
Lindale's lost 3 games all year?
Yeah, they've 4 games. They lost to Chapel Hill, Kilgore, Gilmer, and somebody. They play Carthage?
No.
Kaufman.
Kaufman. Yeah, that's right.
Kaufman, yeah.
Yeah.
And Kaufman is still in too. So,
Yeah.
at this week at least. So we got the game 6 was Center and Liberty Allo. Everybody had Center except for Chris Blevins. He's the only one that
Come on, Chris.
he picked. Yeah, we got Eddie says they beat Van Eddie. Lindale did. So
yeah,
but,
yeah, I told y'all, hey,
Center's rolling.
Center's good.
Center. You don't want to play, and they're about to go into it, but that is going to be a game.
Shout out to
be a game.
Shout out to Ricky Joe Meeks at Center. He's doing a great job.
Shout out to Ricky Joe Meeks. That big turnaround after that 1 year, and then boom, next thing you know, they got one of the leading rushers in East Texas, and they got some athletes there. Center's always got good athletes.
Wow,
So,
that was a one. Eddie, are you talking about our games to pick this week? I'm guessing there's some good ones there.
Yeah, I wouldn't have wanted to play Center in the playoff. This is one team that was just rolling, and you don't want to play a team that's playing their best football late, and they're playing their best football just late, and they are really good.
Oh, he's saying, here we go. We got a couple of comments about this game. We got Buddy says Ellie has a lot of great athletes. They just can't put it together at the right time. Yeah, you can ask Vince about Liberty Allo.
That's like a coaching issue.
No, they're not my squad. But I did tell y'all you can ask me about Center because I told y'all about Center too.
I think Corey told us about Center first.
No, I was first. I was first about Center. I promise you, I was first.
Okay, because I just remember y'all snapped when I said Center was playing good ball, kind of like Carthage. That's what I remember.
The only thing Corey ever said crazy about Center was when he said they were going to beat Carthage. Then I said, no, not that. They're not that good. I think Center's really good, but I don't think they're that good.
You got to give them some props.
I get to
I'll give them props. I just don't think they're at that level.
I think you outshot on that one, Corey. You outshot
Absolutely.
on
Absolutely. But hey, I hope they got some confidence. That's all right.
Eddie said that was a rough game.
It was rough.
You said Center was better than Carthage? ... Yes, he did, Eddie. You can go back and listen in our video archive section. Go back and watch the old shows. He did say that.
Who?
It's all right. You're allowed to be wrong. That's okay, Corey. We all wrong at some point.
I never said they were better than Carthage. Don't go that
far. Yeah, you did. You said they were right there with them. I think they can beat them. I think that's what you said.
Upset, but anyway, we keep moving.
We were concerned about Vince that night. Maybe it was. Maybe that was the night we were worried about Vince.
And I didn't. I never. They heard what they heard. All I said was that Center is playing their best ball.
This is Vince on camera. This is 5-2 school. It's a 5-2 school.
You had all that written down.
I did have a lot written down. I was going school to school. I was going to school to read the cover, and I was looking at stuff. It was
Chris
crazy.
says, didn't Center score the most on Carthage? They may have. Center's got a good offense.
They did.
They have good offense. TX guys, is it true that the kid can go to any school they want if they choose to? Oh, that's an interesting question, Derek. Can they go to any school they want?
TK guys, Texarkana guys.
Yeah. Has got an answer. He says they can go, but they have to sit out a year unless they move into the district. Oh, that's good. Let's see. No way. That big Red Sea is tough. I'm assuming he's talking about Carthage. Buddy's throwing the red flag, challenge flag on something. But what are you throwing? What are you challenging, buddy? What do you got? Because I don't know.
There's no red flag on that game. Carthage is tough. Center's good too.
Eddie says, if you do not get a release, you have to sit out a year. Okay, that's good. Okay. That's the way it should be. But yeah, that's 6 game 6. Let's go to game 7, the Winsboro game. Everybody picked Winsboro. Everyone's a winner. That was the freebie of the week.
That game was honestly closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
But I think the weather had a lot to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, and honestly, I wasn't high on Atlanta all year. Vince was high on them at one time. We finally had to talk him down after they beat Brookhill. He thought that was a big win. They beat some other rinky-dink school.
I didn't say that. That boy, he be belittling my pick.
No, he did. Corey did not. He did. Did he start naming off wins? You were comparing him to Tatum. You were comparing to Tatum. Corey backed me up here, and he was.
Vince had a spat. He had a guy.
If I had not listened to y'all, I would have picked against Tatum, and I would have had 8 wins like Kyle over here. But instead, I got pressured into picking Tatum, so I only ended up with 7.
We didn't hold your hand and make your picks for you.
Never give me the pressure, Vince.
Scooby Doo. You sound like the villain that gets called Scooby Doo. I would have been perfect if what for you meddling kids.
Steve Bradshaw says Center had 7 on the starters, then 21 on subs, which probably, I mean, that could be. And Carthage has been resting folks all year, which is a good, smart move.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. They still scored the most on them, which Carthage does the same thing to everybody. They blow them out, and then they play in the second half, and people can't score on the second half squad. So the fact that they put 21 on the second half team, I give them that. Anybody else do it?
We got buddies throwing the flag on, so we can go back and replay where he said Center was better than Carthage.
Unfortunately, we're going to treat it like Texas high school sports. There are no instant replays.
Except for the state game.
Yeah, except for the state game. The call is a call.
Yeah, delete that footage. We ain't going back to that.
Atlanta made great improvements this year. Hey, so, buddy, that's a good place. You can go to our website, go to the YouTube channel. You can go back and check and go through our old videos, and you can find that content. So, if you want to go
like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. Let's see, Atlanta. So they made good improvements. Eddie's we had 5 kids get offers today, and Hooks had one as well. That's awesome.
I love hearing kids getting offers. That's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
That's why we're here, is to talk about teams and student athletes. So that's awesome. So we appreciate y'all letting us know. Eddie says 3 of them were their first offer. Justin Cannon. I'm assuming that was the young man that got the offer. So shout out to him. We've got Chris in the house with us tonight.
What's going on, Chris?
Chris, For Your Soul Catering, one of our sponsors for our football broadcast. Shout out to Chris and his son Christian as they get ready to play this playoff game in Humble Friday night. We've got Chris again. This is Christopher Bates. Atlanta always had athletes. They just had discipline issues. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. That's the difference between some of these schools. Some of these schools always have good athletes, but can they get a coach in there that can get them in an offense that they can run and stay disciplined? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Eddie says we have a sophomore freshman in the third quarter. So that's good there. New Boston over Newton. Who was with me? Well, we'll talk about that game. Sean, our format, we're going to go break down that bracket here in a little, so we will talk about that game.
Wait a minute.
Keyshawn Wall got an offer in Hooks to UT San Antonio. Okay, going to see what I can't think of his name all of a sudden. Coach
Jeff
Trailer, yeah. So shout out to that. That's a good
prediction. They make a New Year's Power 5 championship game, and then he goes off and gets a bigger school.
He gets a bigger job.
He gets a bigger job.
I don't. There's nothing wrong. I don't see anything wrong with that. All right, let's get these last 3. We've got Grand Saline. All of us had Grand Saline for the sweep in that one. So we all got that game correct.
Easy peasy.
No. That
we all missed that one. I'm sorry.
Well, we were at that game last Thursday.
Yeah, because we all missed it because that district all of a sudden decided not to play.
Wait
a minute. They lost?
Yeah, Grand Saline got beat 59-35 to New Boston.
That was the New Boston. That was the New Boston thing.
And what New Boston like 4th in their district? No, they were 3rd.
They were 3rd.
Yeah.
Look,
that's why you play the game.
New Boston
play the game.
Hey,
We got
shout out
Jeremy.
shout out my boy. Yeah,
This
that's
your boy
my
Jeremy?
podcast partner. Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy.
Yeah.
What's up, Jeremy?
No, Jer-
Jeremy, we'll be seeing you soon, Jeremy. Thanks for coming on with us tonight.
But
Tough
yeah,
one for Grand Slam.
New Boston has an offense that's tough to game plan for. You don't know who's getting the ball. There's 4 different options. They got people running misdirection in the backfield. Like it's tough to game plan for, especially, you know, when Grand Slam doesn't see that in their district at all. And then to go and have to face that first round of the playoffs. It was close at halftime. It was like 17-6 at halftime.
So is it one of those, Kyle, that you would say if you're playing them in the district and you're used to playing against them, it's easier to defend than go into a playoff matchup where a team is not used to seeing that all the time?
100%. 100%. I think if you're used to seeing it, nothing against Hooks and nothing against New Boston, but I mean, if you said Hooks beat them the week before, I mean, Hooks is a good football team, don't get me wrong, but at the same time, they also see that. Like they're used to it. They game plan for it. So I think it kind of caught Grand Slam off guard. And then the problem with Grand Slam, their defense had been solid all year and gave up some big plays in the second half. And they were scoring. They put up 35. They just couldn't stop New Boston.
Buddy says they run the stupidest offense when you got athletes like they spread them out and let them run.
So there's nothing stupid about that offense. If you have
I was
good
gonna
athletes,
say like that. Don't sound stupid at all.
It's a solid offense.
Do it. Exactly. I'm playing my athletes every time.
Yeah, it's a solid offense. Put the ball in your athlete's hands.
Exactly. This is that time of the year.
Yeah.
This is that time of the year.
Christopher Bates, we saw those type of offenses just about every week. So
that's what I'm saying.
And that's there. So
Still, though,
but yeah, that was that. We don't have to feel.
Though.
Yeah, we don't have to feel too bad because we all missed it. Everybody missed that one. That was one that was a rough one, and we all missed it. And then we got one more comment here, solid enough for third in district. So yeah, I mean,
you still got to stop people too.
Yeah, it's true. Pleasant Grove, everyone picked them. Game 9. Shout out to Eddie, Pleasant Grove team. Moving on, I saw we had another visit. Eddie, I've yet to see him visit the Horns yet, Eddie. I'm concerned. Are we considering the Horns? Do we need to talk to Coach Sark to get an offer? But here we go. This is what I was looking for, Corey. Jake is here. He said I had to jump offline for a bit, but just saw that Corey picked Vider.
See, Jake, you missed it. That was a mistake. I definitely didn't pick Vider. I'm not picking against the East Texas schools. I don't know how that Vider pick got in there. I was definitely going for Lindale, so no need to fear. I gave y'all a shout out.
Did you not get a good education where you know how to read the names on the screen, Corey?
No, it was like the 2000 voting booth. You know, they got the little tabs and stuff like that, and you know they got voters, got ballots everywhere. Hey, it was something like that for me. I don't know. It may have been that day the internet was down too, so it could have been. I had some internet issues last week.
Yeah,
Christopher Bates says, Eddie, send that boy to A&M. Oh, you don't want to send that dumpster fire.
Chris was got to get out of
here. That's a dumpster
fire.
fire.
Bates. I'm sorry. Wah, 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 wah.
You got Jambo messing up out there. We don't want not Jambo.
Jake said it's all good, so you're good there, Corey. Sean says A&M Bates, you were dumb. Now I agree, Sean. That is true. Yeah. Let's see what we've got from Eddie. Van could not match up with us at the skill positions. Yeah, Van, and we talked about Van. They've got they're solidly coached. They're not going to make many mistakes. They play well with what they have.
Yeah.
But if you can out-athlete them and you can play a clean game, you can beat Van. That's what Chapel Hill didn't.
Down all year.
Chapel Hill didn't do that because they had penalties. They made mistakes, little mistakes, and that's why they got beat. We play that game again right now, and Chapel Hill wins by as many touchdowns as they want. But we won't go into that too much. We've already talked about that many times. Last game was the game of the week, game 10, and it wasn't much of a game as much as I thought it was Mount Vernon over Tatum. And I know Corey and I have already knew we picked, and Vince has already complained because he says we persuaded him to pick Tatum. I know who Kyle
Peer
went
pressure.
with. What did you see as I'm sure you saw Mount Vernon a little bit more than we had, so you had some insight there.
It's kind of that same thing that I said about Mineola. Like that, I just think that district is a lot stronger than 6-3A. And I think, I mean, Mount Vernon being in a 3 seed out of their district is crazy, because if they're in any other district in the state, they win it easily. But yeah, Mount Vernon is probably the best 3 seed remaining in the playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah,
They are stout.
I wouldn't doubt that at all. I wouldn't doubt that at all.
Deceptive.
All right, well, that's our picks, and after we've gone through them, let's see if we've got any more. We have some more picks in. Shout out to who we got in there. We got Sean Coleman's got it in. Miss Basama got hers in. And then y'all are still picking. NETsn.live. You go there and go to the pick'em link, or you can go /pick'em and go make your picks in before we do that. We'll do it at the end of the show. We're going to break down some brackets. Y'all ready?
Let's do it.
All right, we've got we're going to start with the only school left in 5A is Longview of East Texas, and they're going up against Lone Star this week. They got by Crosby last week, 49-15, pretty easily there. I don't think anybody right now I see in this bracket stopping Longview at this point. Lancaster, I think, may be their toughest opponent. It's their district rival they could meet in the finals. So, what do y'all think about that bracket?
It's Longview.
Yeah, it's Longview.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And any of you following along, you can go to netsn.live to the top to our brackets, and you can follow us along as we break them down, so you can kind of see where we're going with these. We got Eddie. Oh, wait, we go back to Chris. He said best 3 seed. He agreed with you, Kyle. Eddie says Longview is going to win it all this year.
I agree with that.
Longview said, or Buddy says Longview by 40. Wow.
If they let off the gas.
Yeah. We've got Sean says Longview by number 30 for 3 more rounds. Wow. Derek says Denton Ryan losing to Red Oak was a shocker in 5A.
I didn't think Billy Ryan would go out that early.
I don't know that it was as big a shock as people think. And as I've listened to different personalities around the state, I think it's more the name as the actual upset was, because I think Denton Ryan hasn't been the same Denton Ryan as they have been in the past.
Yeah.
So let's see. Chris, Longview will go to the state championship game and win. So I think the consensus in this bracket, there's not a whole lot to talk about. I think it's Longview's to lose. I think if they play the way they've been playing, they go through this region no problem. And then we'll see kind of what they have moving forward if they continue to win. But they are the only remaining team in 5A. We didn't have any 6A. It's kind of sad. I know East Texas is mostly the small teams, but it's kind of sad that, after 1 week of play, your whole big schools are out except for one team.
Yeah. We discovered that, like I said, we have the best small ball comes from East Texas.
Yeah.
So
we have
we control that.
We got a lot of juicy games to break down too. Chris says Longview's got a good wide receiver. Yes, unfortunately, he's going to another state to play college football. That's unfortunate. So,
yeah.
All right, let's go on. Of course, we don't have anything in Division 5A Division 2, so let's move on to 4A Division 1. Got a lot to talk about in this bracket. We'll start with Region 2 because we do have Kaufman, which is East Texas, Corey. I know you don't want to claim Kaufman. Or we've decided that we're going to cover them. So they played China Spring, number 1 team in the state. I don't see them being able to pull this one off. I think Kaufman will be able to stay with them for a little bit. I think China Spring is too much. But Kaufman did get, they won the first round game. This bracket right here is the toughest, probably, arguably with Region 3 left. I mean, you got some juicy matchups. You've got Anna down there. We've talked about them a little bit, being in that same district. They're playing Stephenville this week. That may be the game of this particular bracket. If
I
not,
told and I said it on the wrap up show this past Saturday. That's the upset, Anna over Stevensville.
oh
Just
well,
throwing it out
Chris has got a bigger upset. He says Kaufman will upset China Spring.
No.
Whoa.
No, Chris. Take that back.
Eddie's
Take that
got.
back.
He's showing us who's in this, and this is a juicy bracket here. You've got that's 3 losses with 4 teams. Eddie's agreeing with Vince. He's saying no way on that upset pick. That would be a huge upset. That would
That'd
be
be a
like
massive upset.
now. Would I be sad as a Chapel Hill alumni and fan? Would I be upset with that? Absolutely not. Any of these big schools that want to get knocked early and it's an easier game down the road possibly for us, hey, that'd be fine with me. I just don't think it's going to happen here.
Anna's good.
I do think Anna has a chance to beat Stephenville.
Yeah,
I really
I think
do.
that'll be the best game in the region this weekend.
Yeah, shout out to Grant and Terry. I believe they're going to be out from sideline to sideline. They're one of our Lone Star
McKinney,
Huh?
They're playing in McKinney, aren't they? I think they are.
Yeah, and they're going to be out at that game. So I'm jealous, guys, but I'll be at a pretty good game myself. So I can't be too mad about that. But that'll be a good one there. So as that bracket goes, we'll talk about that in a little bit more because that will mean something to our East Texas bracket, which is Region 3. Is what we'll go talk about next. At the top, we have Chapel Hill versus Bay City. Chapel Hill coming off a 45-36 win over Livingston, with a little asterisk by it, as that was 42-12 in the middle of the third quarter when Chapel Hill started to put subs.
We ain't worried about all of that. They won. We need to move on from that. They won, and they know we coming. Everybody knows we coming. They see that blue storm. Just get ready for it. Buckle your seatbelt, grab your Bible, do whatever you need to do. But Chapel Hill is on their way.
Eddie's going to be at the Hooks and Harmony game Friday night.
Eddie, I'll be there too, broadcasting it.
Yeah, Eddie, see if you can find Kyle.
Yeah.
Kyle will be there.
I mean, I know where he's going to be, but I mean, it's not.
How was that game? That was what he was asking. How was the game so close?
I was asking that same question when I saw the Chapel Hill score. I didn't expect that game to be as close as it was.
And then I was trying to explain it, and Vince was like cutting me off and saying, "No,
it don't matter why it's close. We won.
It was a lot of
we won. That was a week ago. Y'all talking about last week? Let's go.
It was a lot of disrespectful people over the state talking about, "Oh, Chubby should have been." Yeah, Livingston played a really selfish game and slowed down the clock. And
could we drop 70 on one of these teams? Absolutely, but that ain't winning state. Ain't nobody worried about that. I just got to
go, Kyle.
Get out of there.
I'll let you get this information out. Buddies want to know where y'all broadcasting the game, a Hooks game.
You can listen to the game. Let's see. Download the KMOO Country app, KMOO Country app, and we'll be live beginning Friday at 6:30 with the pregame and kickoff at 7.
Awesome.
Pregame.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, we pregame it up before,
All right, so
I like that.
I've got to go back and answer Eddie's question, Eddie. We had the JV and freshmen in for most of the second half. And Livingston decided instead of the normal, when you're behind by 30 points, normally you would, spread them out. Let's try to throw the ball around, move the ball fast up the field. Livingston just stayed in their same formation, just ran 8-minute, 9-minute drives and scored. Well, that's great if you're ahead or you're close, but when you're that far behind, all it did was make the game be closer, but it really wasn't that close because they were doing all that against in wrap-up minutes. And so then Chapel Hill had their JV and freshman quarterback out there. They fumbled it, gave it back to them again. It was a big mess. If you have a Texan Live subscription, you can go back and watch that game. You can see what we're talking about. And Logan and I talked about it on air. I've never seen anything like it, honestly, a team not try to come back and win the game. They basically gave Chapel Hill the win. They just wanted to make it closer.
I'm going to tell you exactly what happened in the game. This is the depict. It happened on both first offensive possessions. Livingston took 7 minutes to score. Chapel Hill took 3 plays. Penalty, run. It was a run, penalty. Brisbane, drop back pass, 72 yards, touchdown. Game was over at this point. That was it. and Livingston had no. They couldn't stop us from that point. All they did was just stop us, was hold the football, run the football. That's it. As soon as we got the football, we scored. It was that simple.
Buddy's got a question. This is for you, Kyle. There, asking about the radio station, the same one they do the fishing tournaments on.
That is, yes, that's the same one. The fishing tournaments on Lake Fork. That's the same one.
Oh, you responded. I see that now.
I wasn't going to cut you off. I was just going to respond.
Oh, you're good. As long as you got it, a lot of them got them answered. Demario, shout out to Demario watching tonight. Said JV played the whole fourth quarter, and he's absolutely right. So
that makes more sense now that you explained it that way. It makes more sense. But when I first looked at the score, I was like, "Come on, man, that's it."
Chris, there's a lot of disrespect.
We ain't got to kill everybody we play. We just got to win.
It's a lot of
just got to win. That's it.
It's true. That's true.
Here's Chris. They don't want us dropping 70. They know they can, but we'll make sure we don't drop 70 plus. They showed that Henderson and Livingston. Okay, so they basically
never
just
had
let
to
off the
explain
gas.
why I won by so little before in my life.
A win's a win, ain't that right?
A win is a win. Like, have we not learned nothing from Friday Night Lights? You do not put Booby Miles back in the game. It's over. Don't put him back in.
Jake said Vider did the same thing. So I don't know. Maybe that's just the district thing. They're just trying not to.
Maybe like to run in South Texas. I don't know. We want to win games.
Yeah.
Eddie was concerned. So that can relieve your concern.
Okay.
Now we can move on to the next game, Bay City. Guys, I've been kind of doing some research, and for those of you who don't know that are new to our show, I do the broadcast for football on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. You can catch it there every week that they play. There is a link on our website, NETsn.live. You can go click the top of the Texan Live link. It takes you right to Chapel Hill's game. So I will be there, and I've kind of done a little research this week as I will be doing the play-by-play this week as my play-by-play guy, Logan, is not going to be able to make it. So give a shout-out to Keith Whitman. He's going to be doing color commentary with me this week. So shout out to him. But so I've been doing a little research, trying to get some background, and they're very young as well, and they like to run the ball a lot. Looks like they're more one-dimensional than some of the teams that we've played. They've got a young nucleus, and this is the coach's third season, so he's kind of putting in his system, and so they've got a lot of speed. But not quite as big. They've got a D lineman that's he's almost like Kevion Huddleston, but he seems like he's real quick off the ball, a real beast. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. But Chapel's got to be, leery of him. But I still think that overall Chapel Hill's by far the better team. And I'm looking forward to the next week's game against Lumberton, because there's some Lumberton folks that have been talking some major noise, and that's what Corey was referring to. On some social media channels that basically were saying that we weren't very good and they were way better. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to get too far into that. Like, I don't want to get too far. Looking forward to that week. Take care of Bay City, and make a statement. Take care of Bay City. Do what you're supposed to do. It's a bit. I keep saying this outside. It's a business trip. We're not shaking hands. We're not doing the water coolers. We're not doing shake. You just go in. Put your pads on, get on the bus, take care of business, go home, get home safe, enjoy your Saturday.
Mario says feisty, a little strong running back. So, and he's also says we can't keep throwing interceptions and pivotal drive. Absolutely, the turnovers have got to be they've got to be minimal.
Yeah.
Eddie says Bay City is only giving up 13.8 a game. I think that's going to increase this game.
I hope so.
I mean, that's at the Chapel Hill's offense right now is rolling. Like, there has been a few interceptions and mishaps here and there, but it's been a lot better. And when they're rolling like they have been, I mean, there's not many teams that are going to be able to keep up.
This time of year, you want your defense. You want to be able to create stops. And it's not just about the offense. You got to be able to create stops on defensive end. You got to force turnovers, get three and outs, all that stuff. Defense is playing really. The starters on defense are playing really well. And so at this point, any team, not just talking about Chapel Hill, any team that's playing at this point, their defense is playing well, and they're getting stops. So that's very important at this level, this late in the year. So
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. All right, so let's move down here. We've got down in the next half of the bracket, y'all. We talked about Lumberton. They're playing Stafford this week. So the winner of that game will play the winner of Chapel Bay City. In the bottom half of the bracket, we've got a couple more East Texas teams to talk about. We've got Lindale playing Brazosport, 7:30 p.m. on Friday. My opinion with this one, guys, I know we got to be careful. We've got a Lindale alum here with us tonight.
That's
We got to
right.
be real careful. But I think Lindale should have no problem with Brazosport. I think this one should be easier than the last game just by looking at kind of the teams. And I think that they've got a really good chance to get another chance at Kilgore next week. Now, Kilgore's got a tougher game. I think, Kyle, y'all worked out where y'all had a little bit easier bracket than Kilgore ended up. Now, the first game was pretty easy for Kilgore, but this El Campo Kilgore game, if not for the Stephenville Anna game, maybe the biggest game in this whole bracket here. What do you think about that bottom part?
I think Kilgore and El Campo is going to be a down to the wire last team with the football wins the game. I think it'll be a really good game. As far as Lindale goes, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't even know Brazosport existed until this week.
The exporters. Exporters.
Yeah, found that out. And their mascot or their logo is an anchor. So it's I know nothing about Brazosport, but I feel like if Lindale goes out there and can wear down Brazosport like they do with a lot of teams because of their big offensive line, and hold on to the football and don't turn it over, Lindale should win pretty easily.
Did that work against Chapel Hill? Kyle, I'm just asking.
No, it did not.
Just asking for a friend.
No, it did not. But Chapel Hill is better than Lindale. So
okay.
All right. But back when I was in school, no, I'm just kidding. But I think Lindale will win pretty easily, and then I think Kilgore will beat El Campo. I think Kilgore will beat El Campo, and then it sets up Lindale Kilgore, which
Rose Stadium next week.
Like why?
Easily, yeah.
If that game is played on a Thursday, if that matchup happens, which I do believe it will, I definitely won't go to that game.
Yeah, that should be a good one. Should be a good one.
I may be joining you at that game. If it's I'll tell you this, they'll either play at Rose Stadium or at Lobo Stadium.
Yeah. Casey Poe with Lindale has made the ESPN Top 300.
He's a dog. He's a beast.
And Ruben Owens is going to Louisville.
Ruben Owens is gone.
Let's see.
He went. Did he graduate?
No, he's still there.
Oh, he's still there?
Whoever turns the ball over less in the Kilgore game. Yeah.
I thought he graduated already.
Well, see, El Campo is very one-dimensional with Ruben Owens.
That's the same thing we say about Mineola, though. How far can Ruben Owens take him?
Jake didn't like my comment.
Yeah, that's tough, Jake. Us Lindalians got to stick together, man.
Let's see. We got Brazosport is giving up more points than they are scoring. Well, that doesn't bode well for them.
It's not going to win you a lot of games.
Chris Bates says importers/exporters. Yeah, can't win many games like that. That's definitely true. You can't win when you don't score as many points as the other team. But I think and this is just me, I think that's probably going to end up with a rematch like we talked about, and then hopefully another rematch. Could be the 2 weeks in a row there. It could be an East Texas, rematch. I don't know. Doesn't matter at this point. Both teams, Chapel Hill's beaten, so I really don't want to see either one of them again, just because it's hard. But I think one of those will probably be a rematch, and as long as we get past the next two games, we'll be a rematch in there with one of those teams. Anybody else have any final thoughts as we move on to the region?
I'm picking Lindale. just throwing it out there. I'm picking Lindale.
He's gonna make sure he's not gonna get on your bad side anymore, Kyle.
I appreciate that.
I'm just saying. Jake. I'm picking Lindale. I'm telling you where I'm going.
Hey, y'all keep the picks coming in. We have 18 people picking this week. That's awesome. That's way far by our record. We appreciate everybody that's putting those in. So if you're still listening, get your picks in. We'll go over them at the end. But yeah, that's awesome. Well, we'll see. Yeah, this bracket's going to be interesting to talk about. I feel like it's going to be a few more weeks, and we're going to have some really interesting storylines going. And let's go on to one that I think maybe I want to say the least competitive, but I think we all kind of are probably going to be in agreement of who should come out of this bracket. We've got Region 2, 4A Division 2. I mean, we've got some of these Texas teams here. I know Eddie's going to have an opinion on this one. He's got one in this matchup, but we actually have in each game in this region there is an East Texas team represented. At the top of the bracket, we've got Aubrey versus Center, and the winner of that game will play Caddo Mills Pleasant Grove winner. And I'm interested to see what Eddie's thoughts are on this game. Guys, I like Center. I think they could play Pleasant Grove. I don't know. What do y'all think?
I'll take Center over Aubrey. And I think that Pleasant Grove Caddo Mills game should be a good one. I think Caddo Mills is playing some good football right now. But Pleasant Grove should win. I think it'll be Pleasant Grove and Center next week.
Yeah, I could really see that. Where would that game be played? Is Tyler kind of the middle range or Longview?
Pleasant Grove and Center? Oh, yeah.
Because that's like south and north. I mean, that could be
probably Lobo Stadium.
That game could be a close one around here, too.
Yeah.
I hope some of these games are different days so that maybe I could sneak away and get to a few of them. I'm hoping I'm covering a game on Friday. They'll be probably, or I assume it'll be Friday, but maybe there'll be a Thanksgiving Eve game or a Saturday game or something. I don't know. We got some chats here.
I'm interested.
Go ahead, Corey.
I'm interested enough because I know a little kid. Well, says he's a little kid to me. It's a kid of my was one of my nephew's best friends. He plays for Aubrey, defensive lineman, and so this is their first time playing against an East Texas school, so to speak. So I don't want to say that they're not going to win the game, but then again, they're playing against Center. So I'm not going against an East Texas school, but Aubrey's good, but they're not Center good. Center's rolling.
Yeah.
Center's rolling. I wouldn't want to touch Center with a 10-foot pole. That's all I'm saying.
And that game is at Rose Stadium, Center and Aubrey. So that one is a close one.
Saturday?
Yeah, so you got to say that game.
That's Saturday?
Yeah.
Saturday?
It's Saturday. It's Saturday.
Saturday.
Hey, I might have to sneak away and go to that one if I can get out of the house. But yeah, so that's interesting. So that top part, let's see. We've got some comments. Jake says, "Good job, Corey." Center Aubrey is a push, according to Eddie. And Mr. Computer Man and his numbers. He's always got those numbers. We've got PG kills C Mills. So Sean's confident that Pleasant Grove is going to get things done. Buddy says Pleasant Grove by 20. Wow,
Pleasant Grove is a really good football team, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Christopher Bates says Longview. Maybe he's talking about if Pleasant Grove played Center. That would be a logical spot for it. And that's sad right now that you think about it. There's not a whole lot of different choices for stadiums for teams that are kind of spread apart in the East Texas, like kind of the mid range of East Texas. You've got Rose Stadium, you've got Lobo Stadium. I mean, there's some other ones, but as far as big facilities, there's not a whole lot of those. Not really around.
Places to play.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is Tyler needs a new stadium?
You mean Chapel Hill? Chapel Hill needs a oh, okay, yeah. It would be great. So we wouldn't have to. We could host some playoff games, make some money for the school. No, we wouldn't want to do that. Oh, we've got bring back afternoon Saturday games. Okay, I like it, Corey. I like it. Let's see. We got Eddie says we are the first team that Caddo Mills has not been picked to win. They have only played 2 teams with winning records. Okay,
their district was horrendous. Their district
really was
horrible. Yeah.
Wasn't Wills Point in that district?
Yeah. But Wills Point got a win. Hold on. Wills Point got a win over Dallas Roosevelt.
Oh my God, it's even worse. It's a basketball. Anytime Wills Point is in a district, the district is going to be bad. And I'm not saying anything against Will's Point. I wish them success, but they're just
They're
not
getting
having.
they're getting a new coach in there. They'll turn things
Wow,
around.
they play at in the Star. That's a nice facility, Eddie.
That is
At
nice.
7 p.m. Is it the game going to be streamed? I might have to watch that one if it's streamed somewhere.
It was Pleasant Grove and Cattle Mills playing at the Star.
Yeah, we got Christopher Bates. What does the Fox say? Eddie says, "Why is Vince so quiet?" That's a good
Crunching
question.
numbers.
That's a good question, Eddie.
Wait a minute, man. Hold on, wait a minute. I know you cracking jokes about Vince, but
Chilling, man.
my man right here. Hey,
Eddie has officially called you out on why you're quiet, Vince.
hey,
I'm just chilling, man. I'm listening. I'm taking in information. I don't. Some of these schools I don't know so much about. So, I keep my 2 cents to myself.
Okay.
Besides, I don't want to put my foot in my mouth and say something bad about a school, and then they turn out to blow out somebody like 60 nothing. So I'm just listening.
Vince,
You can't be
We're not
scared, Vince.
experts.
Can't be scared.
not
I've been
experts.
talking all year. Now I'm just taking in information.
No, don't do that now. I want to hear you talk. Don't be quiet now.
he's scared. He's scared now because he's been doing all this wrong. We've been getting on him. So
they're tuning in because they want to hear you talk. Talk.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But all right, so we got to kind of talk about that one. Let's go down to the bottom, Art. Which, honestly, I want to look at next week's game. I mean, these two, I think y'all are probably in agreement that Gilmer and Carthage should just, blow through these two teams. I don't think they're going to be competitive.
I'm kind of disappointed Carthage and Gilmer are playing in the third round.
Yeah,
I don't like
it later.
I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and the thing is, like, Gilmer would have been better off losing to Pleasant Grove and moving up to the top bracket. I mean, you don't ever want to not win district or whatever, but as far as getting to play Carthage, that X round game would have been.
It is what it is. That's the way.
Okay. Oh,
that's the way.
Nathan Harris, thank you for watching. He says, maybe keep quiet until you get off that terrible Wi-Fi. That's Nathan Harris. That's
about me.
That's
about my
Vince
Wi-Fi.
there.
Wow.
Is my Wi-Fi bad? Am I cutting out?
No, you're good now. You sound better. You aren't cutting out. You just sound like a robot on speed or something.
This is like my
Wi-Fi. We got another one for you. Vince wants to talk about Tyler High. That's what Eddie says.
He does want to talk about Tyler High. Maybe not on this platform.
No, I don't. I complain about Tyler High. I don't talk about Tyler High. It's different.
Christopher Bates said they should not be so close to each other.
They should not be so.
Carthage and Gilmer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're really not that close, but
they love each other. They love each other.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think it's gonna be Christmas presents.
Oh
yeah. Don't get the Texas line. No.
All right, so we'll talk a little bit because we've got Silsby, we've got BJ that's a guy that kind of has been feeding the scores all year. Not on that very edge of our coverage area, but they're actually best chance to come across the other side of Carthage, in my opinion, as far as of any of the teams left in this run the table. That was an interesting matchup in the state championship game, Silsby and Carthage. Smithville this week.
Silsby puts up basketball numbers against everybody. That's how good Silsby is.
I think they should get out of that bracket. And so I just wanted to mention them because I said give a shout out to and BJ. He's one of ours.
Silsby is very good.
Edison got hurt last week. That's the quarterback. I did hear that. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to, because you may not. I mean, I don't know if you have that much confidence in whoever they're in, but you could rest him this week and try to make him have a better chance they're going to need
Do you know what
him.
happened? Do you know what he hurt?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody has that information or not.
It looked like an ankle. I'm not trying to speculate, but it looked like an ankle, a lower body injury. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
He limped off the field.
Silsey was supposed to be good. Yes, they're a very good team. Christopher, I think, like I said, I think they're a real threat. I don't know if they'll be able to compete against Carthage, but they may be the only one that can play on anywhere close to Carthage's level. Eddie says that whoever wins the fourth round in Region 2 wins state. Whoever wins that region, I could agree with that. That there's a good chance of that. I do think Silsby could cause an issue for somebody in that last game, that state game. And Eddie says it is an ankle. So
okay.
But yeah, I think that's definitely a possibility. But I think that's really all in 482 that we've got. Has anybody else got anything before we move on to region or 3A Division 1?
I'm sorry, Eddie, but I think it's Carthage's. Carthage is going to win it. I mean, they're on a different level. Now, I'm not saying they can't be beat. They can obviously be beat, but Carthage is on a different level.
They will not be beat. I'm just going to go and say they will not be beat.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Anybody.
They can, but they won't.
Well, give me 22 guys. Somebody suit up. Give me 22. I'll beat them.
Here we go.
Give me 22 guys with straight A's. I'll beat them.
Oh, you're gonna beat them. They're gonna beat you, and then they're gonna
outsmart them all.
Let's go down to 3A Division 1 Region 2, and this is a bracket right here. There's a lot of teams here, loaded in this bracket. I'm sure Kyle's going to have a lot to say about this one because he's got some teams that he knows a lot about in this bracket.
Now you're getting into my area. Now we're getting into my area.
This is your area. That's why we love having you on. So you got that north of I-20 perspective of some of these teams that we don't get to cover as much. But we got the top of the bracket. We've got Pottsboro and Whitney. And then you've got the bottom of that bracket. You've got Mineola and Grandview. Now, I've been reading about Grandview. I haven't got to see any film, but I've heard that they're pretty nasty, and it's going to be a really uphill climb for Mineola. I mean, what do you think? I know it's Dawson Pendergrass. How long can you ride him without having something else?
I mean, I did hear about the game last week that they got another running back involved. Braden Alley got involved a little bit more last week and kind of took a little bit of the load off Dawson. Here's the thing. Grandview's district is not very good. Grandview's kind of in a Caddo Mills type district. Their district's not very good. Now, there is, I believe, West maybe in Grandview's district, I think.
Yes.
So they're good. But so you got one good team in there, but the other teams are not very good. I don't know how good Grandview really is. The same thing happened last year when we did Gladewater and Grandview at Roy City last year. And Grandview, I think, was undefeated or had one loss, and Gladewater blew them out of the water. So I don't know how good Grandview is, but it's going to be a very tall task for Mineola. I wouldn't count them out because they're going to have the best athlete on the field in Dawson Pendergrass. So I'm not going to count them out, but it will be a very tough game. 99% of the people last week picked Jefferson to beat Mineola, and I'm sure it'll be that same way again. But Mineola loves that. Mineola loves being the underdog. So I'm picking Grandview, but I think Mineola will give them a tough game.
Wow.
I think they'll give them a tough game.
So I'm going to ask Corey. Well, no, we'll wait. We'll do our picks later because we'll see if he really goes by what he says.
Okay.
Eddie's got these records. He got Malakoff, Grandview, West, Mount Vernon. I mean, you don't even have Winsboro on there either. They're a very good team as well. So, yeah, Eddie says Dawson is on another level. Absolutely.
So peep Grandview's. There's a little web there, web of deception. Guess whose only loss of the season was to Grandview?
Malakoff.
Malakoff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they've been pissed ever since. Okay.
Yeah.
They beat
But that was
Dallas.
early in the year, too. That was early in the year.
Yeah, exactly. Early in the year. So we know about those early in the year. Now, if they play Grandview again, they put up basketball numbers against them. So I'm anxious to see how good Grandview really is. They sucker punched Malakoff and got him that blemish on the year.
Vince, I
And
need you to talk because I need you got some comments. I know
they
I
are
can
still
see it in your
ready.
that
face.
is straight foolery. That's just straight
Here we go.
foolery.
I'm telling you what's happening.
Malakoff
I'm
did
giving
not.
you the lowdown.
Grandview played a good game. It was early. I admit, early games are deceptive sometimes, but don't get it twisted. Don't act like Grandview can't come out there and do that again. Don't disrespect them like that, man. Corey, you just disrespectful, man.
We got Eddie
I'm
says
like
West is only giving
disrespectful
up 8.7 points a game. Grandview 12.
Who
Wow.
have they played, though?
You hear that,
Yeah.
Corey?
Who have they
12.
played?
Yeah.
Who have they played? Who are you giving
Look.
up 8 points to?
12.
Yeah.
I guarantee you the people they play can count to 12.
If you
couldn't get past
Will's
They couldn't
point,
get past.
you giving up 8, you blanking Will's point and all those they don't count.
I'm just saying, Corey. Like,
Listen,
man, you being
listen.
disrespectful.
What was the Malakoff score?
The Malakoff was 21-17, Grandview won. But listen to these other
The
teams.
hell, Malakoff is 17. That's
Listen to
pretty
these other
impressive.
teams they played. They played Dallas Life Oak Cliff, 53-0. Dallas A Plus Academy, 68-0. Now those are district.
Are those real teams?
Look,
They're basketball schools.
No, I'm not doubting they're on the I'm not doubting they're on the schedule. Are those like
Basketball
private
schools.
schools? Those like
Guys.
private
basketball
schools or something?
schools. Those are basketball schools.
Maypearl, 70-7. Gateway Charter Academy of Dallas, 73-14. Dallas Inspired Vision, 69-0.
I think did
So-
somebody just like
them in a district? Put them in a district where they're playing somebody else. They're not playing anybody.
Their losses to Glen Rose, 43-22,
Right.
and West, who was in their district, 38-21. So when they play a good team,
I want
They
to
lose.
know. I want to know if I just write down a school on a piece of paper, can it be a real school? Can I have
I want to know what
Brett's-
happened to Malakoff game.
Brett's-
That's what I want to know.
Brett's
So-
Academy?
But hold on.
I'm gonna
But
make
they
my own
played
school up.
Malakoff and they beat Malakoff.
they beat
That's week
Malakoff.
one.
It was like week 2. It was the
Vince,
second
here's
game,
your
I think.
chance.
Yeah, it was
Vince.
early. I want to know what happened to that game. Does anybody have film on that game? I want to watch that game.
Hey,
Was any
Vince,
player
this is hey, listen, this is Vince's chance. In Dallas, they let you make up schools. So go up there and pick your 22 guys up, make a school up, and come beat Carthage.
No, I know.
Hey,
Time out.
I'll go up there. I'll make a school.
No, I know what school Vince is going to come out with. Yeah, Bishop Sycamore. That's his school. Yeah, Vince already know. He's
Well,
funny. Bishop Sycamore is his
Derek-
school. I already know.
Derek says they're all boo-boo teams.
Yeah.
And we got Buddy says never even heard of any of these teams, which that's
Exactly.
we got Jake.
Those are
That's
charter
just
schools.
like Houston, Washington beating teams 90-0, but then got beat by Brazosport. Yeah.
Exactly.
Here you go. Bishop Sycamore. There we go.
Sycamore.
Hey, we could probably get an ESPN game with that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And the only thing else to say, Malakoff's district didn't impress me either. I don't think their district wasn't good either. So that's the thing. That's the main thing that concerns me with Malakoff. I think they're a really good team.
But Malakoff has been
But
consistent.
who did they play? Who did they play that was any good? Because if you're not going to count Grandview as being good, then did they play anybody really?
Let's see.
Grandview was ranked in the state.
Nobody.
Let's see. They no,
Tell the truth
not,
now.
Not really. They
Kyle,
beat West.
Kyle,
they,
tell
beat,
the truth.
they beat West Rusk 28-7.
Okay.
Then lost to Grandview. They beat Salado 29-27. Gladewater 52-13. Kemp 63-0.
Hold on. Can I stop you there for a second? Can I
Please.
stop you there? Look real quick. So they were good enough to beat West Rusk, who we all crediting as a tough school.
Yeah.
But then
Well,
they turned
they
around
are.
after a high win and got spanked
West
by
Rusk.
Grandview.
Hey, West Rusk, though, they are 3A Division II. They're smaller.
They are. They
So
are.
that's not the same
But-
as
Fair enough. Fair enough. I just wanted to point some things out. Keep going. Let's hear 'em.
Yeah.
Let's,
Look,
who else they got?
Malakoff hadn't played anybody either. Kemp, Fairfield, T, Eustis, Mahia, Grossbeck, and Dallas Madison. So,
and you can blink and drive through Eustis. You can
if
blink
you
and
drive
miss
through
Eustis.
Eustis, you made a wrong turn. Is what happened.
Matter of fact, you can yawn and drive through Kemp.
And Kemp, man,
There's no
But
disrespect.
I
Hey,
saw
buddy,
Eustis. I
did
saw
y'all see
Eustis
this?
this year against Grand Sling.
What'd it say?
Eustis is not good.
Buddy says you want to see something funny, go to Texarkana Game Day and watch the video where they game day interviewed Bishop Sycamore coach. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to check that out.
You want to
Maybe we can get
funny?
him. Maybe we
Listen
can get
to
him on our
that
show.
Photo podcast, and we did a
Well, we
Bishop
tried to
Sycamore
find
episode.
him and interview him. We did.
Oh my
We did.
God, I was scammed. That was hilarious. But anyway,
West Rusk is AP6, but that is a division lower, Eddie. We talked about that. And
yeah.
other than West Rusk and Grandview,
They ain't played
nobody.
nobody. Yeah.
So that's the only thing that concerns me. That's why I think now
So they on even ground.
picked a certain way, and we'll go down to the bottom now that we're kind of talking about Malakoff. We have West Mount Vernon in the top of the bottom bracket, and that winner would match up against the Malakoff Winsboro winner. That's some juicy matchups. Again, I think Mount Vernon's got a chance in that game, just so they're battle tested more than I think West is. Now that theory hasn't always worked out this year. I thought Tatum was battle tested, and they looked at how well they did the first round, but I think we saw last week how good Mount Vernon can be. They mopped the floor with Tatum, and just the schedule on some of these other teams, I think that's kind of shows me that the East Texas District could pick up, I'd say, at least 2 of these wins, and then maybe 3.
They could potentially have all 4.
And they could.
Which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you're looking at a Winsboro Mount Vernon rematch and a Pottsboro Grandview top half. And then I would probably say I think it's going to be a Mount Vernon Pottsboro rematch to get out of the region, truthfully.
Yeah. That's some good football.
Somebody from 5-3A Division I's getting out.
Yeah. Derek says TJ McCutcheon is a great running back for West. And see, West has some big uglies on the O-line. So they got some big guys. So that'll be interesting to see. And we'll see. Mount Vernon by 20. All right.
See, Vince, you can't be afraid to just, put yourself out there like that.
He's afraid.
It knows. I'm just listening now.
Eddie's on his case. Eddie is on the case.
Eddie will call him out. Don't worry, Kyle.
Okay,
Eddie have a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, me and Eddie.
Eddie loves to hate on his picks.
Yep, he says Mount Vernon by 21.
There you go.
So yeah, that's Eddie's got a smile for you, Vince.
Always.
So I mean, right there, we're gonna have some. Either way, I think for sure 2 of these teams win. I'm fairly certain at least 2 of the East Texas teams win. I wouldn't be surprised if the third one, 4, that'd be a stretch, but it could happen. Like Kyle said, I just think that that district was, just showed its strength last week, and I think they're going to show it again this week. So we'll see how. I mean, honestly, you've got for sure one because Malakoff and Winsboro, one of those 2 is a guaranteed slot in the next round, and then I think Pottsboro probably the next one that I would probably pick if I was putting them in order. Pottsboro would be the next one I would go with as far as for sure. The West Mount Vernon one, I think that was the one that could go either way, just because of the fact that West did come out with a winning is the top seed in the district, and Mount Vernon lost their court. Now, if you had the quarterback, Mount Vernon would probably not be in the 3rd spot of this district. They probably would be maybe 1st or 2nd. But
yeah, Bennett's a good quarterback.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be. Let's see what he says. We've knocked West out the last 2 years, so they're going to be coming for y'all then.
Not to make it a 3 in a row.
Yeah, well, they're going. West is going to be up for this one. So, anything else in this in 3A Division 1 that y'all want to talk about in this bracket? Anything else that sticks out?
I think, like I said, I think the winner. I think somebody from 5-3A Division 1 is going to make it to state. I don't know who. You could take your pick: Pottsboro, Mount Vernon, Winsboro, Mineola. One of them's getting out of the region to make it into state. That's my prediction.
That's not a bad thing. That's not a stretch to me. I don't think.
I know
With
I'm going
with
out
the
on
depth.
a limb right there.
You got 5 teams left here, so I mean that's a pretty good chance. I think, but that honestly, I think there's good talent there. I think that's a pretty good chance. Honestly, I think that's a good prediction. Anything else, Corey Vince? You got anything else? All right, let's move up here to 3A Division 2, and that's going to be Region 3. And we got some juicy ones to talk about. This is another loaded East Texas bracket, guys. You've got, let's see, out of our coverage area, really Newton's the only one we don't really cover out of this whole bracket that's left. And I think that's going to be a tough one, as Newton I think is pretty strong. We'll start at the top here. West Rusk and Wascom going to play Thursday night at 7 p.m. I think that game's in Tatum. Yeah, it's in Tatum Thursday night. So, that's going to be good, interesting. And then you've got Hooks and Harmony in the game below, and they play on Friday night at 7 p.m. in Mount Pleasant. So, we've talked about, the state loving West Rusk. I've seen them in person this year. That quarterback they've got,
he's good.
And Mata, he's impressive. He put up like 6 touchdowns total against Art when I saw him play. And it's one of those things like he can just, on one play, it's almost like Brisbane does for Chapel Hill, where he can put him on his back and just sometimes just take off with it and run. He's got the wheels and he's got weapons around him. So I think that one's probably going to go to West Rusk. Waston's been kind of up and down this year. You just never know what you're going to get out of them.
It's not the Wascom of old. I think West Rusk handles Wascom pretty easily.
Y'all got any thoughts on that game, Vince or Corey?
Let me go back to my pick. I can't remember who I picked that game.
They're both East Texas teams, so
you couldn't have messed that one up, Corey.
East Texas is going to win.
All right, let's go to our comments here. We got Eddie said Hooks and Harmony is going to be a good game. Hooks beat them 17-14 at the beginning of the year. We'll talk about that one here in just a minute. Derek, be careful. You beat up on a team too much, and they'll come back and hang 79 on you. I like that one, Jake. I like that one.
Only if you play at home.
Kyle, you didn't laugh at that one.
It took me a second to realize what was happening. And then once I did, I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to credit that with a response."
Buddy's got West Rusk takes that one. Christopher Bates says Mata is good. It is the Wascom pre-Keeling.
Wow.
I guess it's maybe a coach. Is that their coach that Newton left? Okay, so that game I just see West Rusk. As long as they play their game, they're going to get that one. The next one, Hooks and Harmony, I think is going to be a good one. Harmony, they're in that tough district with Dangerfield, so they're going to be battle tested. And we talked about Hooks and DeKalb kind of back and forth this year. That was going to be a good teams out of this district. So this is going to be a really good one, and it's a rematch. That's what Eddie was saying earlier. Is Hooks beat them 17-14 at the beginning of the year. So it's tough to be a team twice. We talked about that, but also, the coach of Hooks is telling them that it is tough. We got to prepare extra this week, so they're going to be focused. That's going to be a good game there. Y'all got any thoughts on that one?
Corey, you go ahead.
Harmony's been tough. Harmony's been tough. Anytime in the district with Dangerfield, you know how to play, but Hooks has been right hook, left hook. I pick Hooks, man.
Well, and I just saw the comment that just came in, and this is what I was about to make the comment about. That game, yes, that comment.
There you go.
That
Chris.
game was at the start of the year. So 17-14, Harmony's got a brand new coach this year, Jeremy Jenkins. They're implementing a new offense. For years, Harmony's been a wing tee, slot tee offense, just running the ball down your throat. Well, they're changing it up a little bit this year. It kind of took a little bit for them to kind of get that momentum rolling. They started off 0-4 in non-district. Once district hit, They rattled off 5 straight wins, really played Dangerfield good. What hurt them in that Dangerfield game, their starting quarterback got hurt, who also plays free safety. Starting running back got hurt, who also plays defense, and their fullback got hurt. So they were injury riddled that Dangerfield game. So taking nothing away from Dangerfield. Dangerfield's a fantastic team, but I think that game would have been closer. Last week, Harmony got up on New Waverly early, kind of struggled in the third quarter, and then fell behind New Waverly, was able to come back and win. Boston Seahorn is a difference maker at the quarterback position and defensively. I think the key for Harmony is their defense. They lock down on defense when they need to. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know nothing about hooks, but I will say I think this Harmony Hooks game will come down to it'll be a 1-possession game. Since we cover Harmony in our area, like of the schools that I cover, I'm gonna pick Harmony since we're broadcasting for Harmony. So I'm gonna pick Harmony, but I do think it's gonna be a really good game. And then if Harmony wins, setting up a Harmony West Rush matchup next week is mighty tasty as well.
You got Hooks by 30, says Buddy. Hooks is the same team. It was the first game of the season. We're battle tested, and they can't handle our airmail.
I believe Hooks is a different team too. Like the first game of the year, you can't really gauge that. I mean, teams are different now. So, but it's not the same Hooks team. It's not the same Harmony team either.
No.
Eddie says Hooks got this. Christopher Bates, Harmony is big up front.
They are.
Eddie says Key will go off. Buddy Shelton, they can't handle number 21, Mr. Walls. Christopher Bates says they played Dangerfield good, which they did. Buddy says, Kyle, bad pick, bro. Christopher Bates says Seahorn runs the ball well, but number 17 was tough against us.
Braxton Baker is number 17. He is a load. He is a big dude. So yeah, Harmony's big too. That's the thing. And I, like I said, I haven't seen Hooks, so I know nothing about Hooks, but I do know Harmony's big, and I think they're playing their best football right now in district. That district with Dangerfield, they didn't give up double-digit first downs in any game during district play, other than the Dangerfield game, and they only gave up 10. So, yeah. Eddie says Harmony's giving up. Yeah. Well, look, man.
Yeah. Hey, he's got the numbers. Eddie's the numbers guy.
He's crunching. He's been crunching numbers all week.
They only gave up 20 last week, though, so it's coming down.
Right. I don't care if we win by 4.5. We won.
Buddy says number 17 is a great player for sure. And let's see. Christopher Bates, I think it helps us with them taking the number 17 out of the backfield.
Yeah, they're putting him at tight end, and which is better blocking on runs, and you can also kind of sneak him out on a flat or an over a seam route to help him out. And Braxton's a good athlete. He also plays catcher for the baseball team, so he's a good player.
Nice. Well, let's see. That's going to be a juicy one. So
one more thing. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Found out this week that Harmony has never won 2 playoff games in a season. Never. They've made it to the third round once, but they had a bye in the first round. So they have never won 2 playoff games in one season. I'm just saying. History could be made Friday.
So now we're going, okay, I like that.
That's a good one there. It's a good data find there. We got Vince back with us. Thanks for joining us back, Vince.
Okay. All right.
Love it. Y'all can tune into the game and listen to me call it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I might yell a little bit, though, if Harmony starts doing good. So.
All right. We got a long comment here from Nathan Harris. Thanks for joining us tonight, Nathan. Hooks has a sophomore QB. His first game on varsity he was first game on varsity and was nervous. Keyshawn Walls, D1 RB, had a bad knee and only played a little bit. They have gotten better, but I promise Hooks is way better. Hooks by 30.
Nathan, I want to see the same energy next week. I'll be here too. We want to see the same energy.
Oh,
he's
shots fired. Shots fired.
Yeah.
Man.
Eddie says Hooks has only given up 18.5 a game. So it's gonna be interesting. We got I'm telling you, this bracket's gonna be good because we haven't even talked about the bottom half yet. We got Dangerfield, DeKalb, and Newton, New Boston. The other two semifinal games. And guys, that's it. There's those guys we talked about. Dangerfield. No, Corey and I have been talking about them all year. Man, I don't know. That's gonna be a tough. That's gonna be tough. I think, Dangerfield is strong, man. New Boston, though. Shout out to New Boston with the shocker over Grand Saline to me. They came out and put it to them 59-35. And they're gonna get Newton. Newton's coming off a 58-0 win. So that's gonna be a tough one for New Boston, but they're in the show. They've got a chance. So what do y'all think about this one? I know Corey's going. He likes Dangerfield too. He's on the D field bandwagon.
Dangerfield. It's Dangerfield, man.
I was surprised that DCAB beat Edgewood last week. I really thought Edgewood was having a really good year. DCAB really took it to him, 42-40. So I wouldn't sleep on DCAB if I'm Dangerfield, but I think Dangerfield should win that one. And I honestly think I saw New Boston last week. They were impressive, but they were also helped out a little bit by Grand Saline turnovers. There was a pick six and just some big plays. Not taking anything away from New Boston, but they were helped out a little bit. I don't see New Boston beating Newton. Newton is looking like Newton of old right now. And I truthfully think Newton will probably make it out of this region. Probably. Dangerfield and Newton will be a good matchup, but I think Newton will kind of get out of the region.
Buddy says history will not be made this year. Kyle?
Talking about Harmony.
Yeah. And then he says, KO, I've been in the PB holler. Oh, press box holler. He said, I guess he'll be in the press box. Eddie will be.
Okay.
I guess he'll be at that game.
Well, come say what's up to me, Eddie.
We see Christopher Bates says Hampton is out. Assume that's an injury.
Oh, Aaron Hampton for Dangerfield?
Oh.
He's committed to Texas.
Ooh.
Oh, he's out.
And Aaron Hampton is slippery.
That's a big loss.
Not only does he play receiver, he's a defensive back too. He's
Boston is a sleeper for sure. Great athletes all over the field. DCAB will get smashed. They are so predictable, says Buddy. Let's see. Christopher Bates says Edgewood was about to go up by 3 touchdowns and they threw a pick 6. And that hit the receiver's hands. Ouch! Yeah, that'll change Mo. Uncle Mo, he moved sides on that one. he went and joined the other team on that one. Nathan Harris says, Nathan Harris says Hooks versus Newton.
Maybe
could be.
No.
Eddie says will do. That's for you, Kyle.
All right.
Dangerfield Hampton's out. That's who he's talking about. So
Hampton.
Eddie says he is the real deal. Probably the best player in our area. Wow.
I wouldn't argue with that. I had heard a lot about him, but when I saw him in the Harmony game, when Harmony played Dangerfield, he caught a 7-yard out, like a 7-yard out on the near sideline, broke 2 Harmony tackles, reversed field, broke another tackle, and just outran everybody. Like wow. It's stupid to watch. He's a sophomore? Ridiculous. I think he's a junior.
Wow. Well, this is going to be these two 3A brackets are really interesting. What's this say? Carthage hired his mom, but he stayed at Dangerfield. Wow, how'd they keep him?
Let me find out they're doing Nick Saban things in Carthage.
Wow.
Junior is what Christopher Bates says. So, yeah. So we've talked about this bracket. Anything else that sticks out to y'all before we move down to 2A?
I'm anxious to see the aftermath. The Hooks and Harmony got the chat jumping tonight. I'm waiting to see the aftermath, baby.
I'm with Hooks though. I'm with Hooks.
Come on, Vince.
I'm with Hooks. I'm sorry. I'm with Hooks tonight.
That's all right.
I'm with Hooks.
Left hook, right hooks. Let's go.
Should be interesting. All right, let's move on to 2A Division 1.
See a pattern.
Another loaded bracket, guys.
I see a pattern.
I mean, we've got all 8 of these teams we have covered this year. So I mean, this is going to be, we got guaranteed that one of these teams that we've covered will get out of this region. Vince, I know you want to talk about this first game. You're Cooper versus Corrigan Camden in the first game of the top of this bracket.
I didn't want to have to pick against that, but I'm going with Cooper. You know, I've been riding with Cooper for a while. Yeah.
Oh, this is Carthage starting running back is from Atlanta. They hired his mom.
I don't think this is a rabbit hole we want to get into.
we'll let that one go.
What's going on with the hiring the mama? What's that?
Eddie says, "Man, I'm worried about Vince. He's really worried about you."
Oh, my computer was messing up. I'm sorry. I was messing with stuff.
Vince, you're a really smart man with 3 exclamations.
Oh,
I know that.
Go,
you got
Vince.
to tell them that though.
Cooper.
Because you
Cooper.
That's why. Because you got the Hooks fans over here in the chat. Right. That's why, Vince.
He's a people pleaser.
Don't let him gas you up.
Hey, it don't matter. I'm a man of the people.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, I'm going.
Remember, he got persuaded to pick Tatum because Corey and I talked about him, and then he said it was our fault that he swung to Tatum. See,
it is your fault.
Corrigan Camden is good, says Eddie. Says, see, we got Buddy says Cooper has some huge kids with exclamation or
Cooper's
with
all
caps.
Big.
Yeah, I don't know where Cooper used to be good at basketball, man.
Don't do that to Vince. All Eddie's taking up for you, Vince.
I appreciate that, Eddie.
He feels sorry for you is what it is.
Nah, we got a mutual thing. You know, we beat up on each other, but ain't gonna let nobody else beat up on us.
He's still going with hooks, but I think, man, this is going to be an interesting match. Like all these games, I think of all the games, I think there's a couple in this top bracket that were tough. Like both of these are going to be really good ones. Cooper, Corey, and Camden. Then you got Beckville, Joaquin and Beckville.
That's a good one.
Man, you talk Beckville goes and gets stomped by Timpson first game. They come back and roll and haven't lost since. And you've got Joaquin, which they played Timpson very well in district. And they get a shot at Beckville. I think this could go either way. I think, man, Beckville's just rolling right now. I don't know. It's hard to pick these because all these teams are rolling in this top bracket. I mean, there's not many losses in this top bracket. I mean, you got Corrigan Camden, they lost to Centerville. Okay, and you got Beckville lost to Timpson, Joaquin lost to Timpson. I think maybe they lost one other game, but you're talking 3 to 4 losses out of these 4 teams. Mm-hmm. This was tough, and both these games were in our pick'em challenge, and we'll talk about it here in a minute. But man, this was tough. Y'all got any thoughts on the top bracket?
Not the top. The bottom is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at the bottom.
I mean, I think our consensus favorite is, I think whoever, I don't know. I want to say whoever wins Beckville Joaquin takes the top bracket.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I think Cooper and Corey and Ken are both really good. But Beckville, Joaquin, I just can't see how that's.
When it's a toss up like that, I like to defer, especially in the smaller schools like 2As. I like to defer the best player on the field. Jacoby Williams is going to be the best player on the field for Beckville, so I'm taking Beckville.
Yeah. Hey, Jake's got one for you, Vince. He says I even got Vince to pick Lindale over Chapel Hill. LOL.
See. You're right. I did. Yeah, Jake did.
It's disgrace.
I'm a man of the people.
Disgrace.
What?
You know?
Bam Morris
they don't
is
like
from
that.
Cooper.
They don't want to talk about that.
Beckville has a Hooks alum as a DC. Interesting. Some interesting facts there, Chris. Thanks.
Chris got all the facts. He got all the tea.
I mean, here's the thing. Timpson demolished Beckville early in the year. Beckville destroyed Frankston in district play, and they were the number 2 team in the district. I think Terry Bussey maybe plays half the game, and they cruise to a win. I don't think they're gonna have any problems down there.
There's no question.
I think Timpson. Timpson and Centerville on a collision course, possibly. I think that could be an interesting game.
Hey, don't count out Honeygrove just yet. Here's
Uh-oh.
why.
Okay. All right.
I'm only talking about teams that I've seen. So,
Okay.
Because like Vince said, when he doesn't, have a lot to say about these teams.
I know.
I've seen Honeygrove, so I can say this: Honeygrove's got some athletes. We saw him against Alba Golden early in the year, kind of second district game, I think, and Honeygrove has got some good size up front. Honeygrove's got some good athletes. I think they might have a chance of upsetting Centerville, but they're not beating Timpson. But I wouldn't count out Honeygrove against Centerville. I haven't seen Centerville, but I've seen Honeygrove.
Well, all I can say is I saw Centerville destroy their first opponent, and I also saw them destroy Corey and Camden, which they go 0-0-0, shutting all these folks out, and then they all of a sudden putting up 50 points on them.
That Corrigan one surprised me, but I Centerville may still win, but I bet you that Centerville Honeygrove game is closer than a lot of people expected.
Eddie says don't vote against Terry Bussey. That's definitely you don't want to do that.
Idea. Yeah.
That's going to be an interesting bracket. I just Vince, you got any thoughts on that bracket? I know you like Cooper.
I like Cooper. But again, in Centerville, gotta respect them. But Timpson is Timpson. So I'm gonna be honest with you. Ain't nobody beating them.
I think it's a Timpson Beckville regional final.
Yeah, rematch.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. Well, anybody else got anything? That bracket will move on to the last one, the 2A Division 2. Just really Carlisle is the main team that we cover that's left in that bracket. I mean, I think they've got a chance to at least get a matchup with but I think their run probably is going to stop there if they get there. Carlisle's had a great season, but man, Martinwood.
Carlisle Lovelady next round
that's
could be
good.
a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Carlisle and Lovelady could be a really good game, but I'm kind of with you. I don't think anybody's beating Mart.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what we've kind of talked about this bracket, and it's not. I mean, I think unfortunately for Carlisle, they're just in the wrong region.
Mm-hmm.
If they weren't in that region with Mart, I think they would have a good chance. I do agree with you though. I think Lovelady will be a good test for Carlisle. If they can get past that, then we'll really see. All the people have been hating on Carlisle all year on us. We've been
voting them in our poll. I hope nobody in here is a Lovelady fan. Can I just say we did Como Picton against Lovelady in softball for the past 2 years, and well, never mind. I'm not a fan of Lovelady, but I can respect a good team.
Have you ever been to Lovelady?
No. Mm-mm.
All right. Needless to say, I know exactly. I can get to Lovelady blindfolded. It is tiny, small.
Well,
and if they have good sports, they deserve it.
Well, let me just say this: the etiquette I've seen at softball games from the student section and fans is not optimal, and I'll just leave it at that.
Is it any better than the Lindale ones?
Lindale fans are 10 times better than this. Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow. The student section?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm sure you didn't. I'm sure you were never part of any of those student sections.
Who, me?
Why you're,
absolutely not. Yeah. Absolutely not. I would be against all that. I will say though, the Lovelady thing, it's probably not for this platform, but when I see y'all in person, I'll explain what
listen. Lovelady is so small. When I say the last person in town to shut the lights out, they literally unplug everything.
It's probably just one plug, right? Just boop.
It literally is that small.
Just one little light switch.
Eddie wants to know if y'all made Corey mad here.
Oh, absolutely not.
Because he disappeared. Because he disappeared on us, I guess. That's what he was asking.
Listen, Texas is playing Gonzaga right now in Moody, so I'm kind of.
I'm recording.
Yeah,
I'm just recording it. I'm just going to watch it later. I was
going to ask y'all watching this.
Oh, Vince, you great. I'm watching the game.
I'm going to turn my camera.
DVR. Timpson
Right,
wins it all.
I can't rewatch games.
Timpson's pretty good. Eddie says Mart wins it all. Derek says, what about Union Hill and Abbott? Now that's at 1A. Kyle, I don't know how familiar are you with 1A? We're not real 1A. I know that Union Hill Abbott, I did see that game spotlighted, is going to be an interesting one.
We had one 6-man team that we cover. It's Fruitvale, but they did not have a full season because they didn't have enough players. So I'm not real. Only thing I know about Union Hill is they are an extremely good 6-man team. Yep.
Abbott says, so that's probably going to be. I've seen where that one's going to be one of the better games.
Union Hill, historically, from what I know, has always been really good. They used to be in Fruitvale's district in 6-man, and Union Hill's unreal. But I mean, I say that there's teams that I've never even heard of that have 1A school 6-man schools that look tremendous when they get to the state game. So
yeah, well, that's what we got on that. Derek, hopefully that satisfies you. We're just not real 1A guys. If you want some 1A action, though, we have a scoreboard show on Saturday at noon. Bobo, as we call him, he is a 1A expert. So if you want to listen in, and he knows his 1A. So tune into the scoreboard show. We'll talk a little bit more as we wrap up about that. All right, let's pick them, guys. It's that time, everyone. It's the pick 'em.
Let's do it.
All right. We've got everybody hopefully got their pick 'ems in. We're going to start out with game 1, Grandview, Mineola. I'm going with Grandview. I think they're going to be too much. I hope Mineola wins the game in the heart, but my brain says Grandview's a better team, and I'm going with Grandview. What y'all got?
Grandview.
I did
Kyle looking like
Kyle wants. Corey, what'd you pick?
I did pick Grandview.
Whoa! Grandview. Are they now an East Texas team?
They're not. They're not.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Only because they did beat Malakoff, and I'm picking Malakoff to win that area. So that's all I'm saying.
Well, Eddie's got Mineola. So
Mineola.
Derek's got Grandview by 14. Man.
I want to pick Mineola. I really
Come on, Kyle,
do.
spit it out. You know you're going with Grandview.
I love Coach Blackwell. D. Penny is my boy. I love D. Penny. I can't, man. I gotta go with the Zebras. I can't pick.
Right, you ride with the team. If it was Chapel Hill against the Dallas Cowboys, you know I'm picking the Chapel Hill Bulldogs.
Well, Chapel Hill might beat Dallas. Chapel Hill might beat the Cowboys.
That was a joke. You got it. That was a joke.
That's true. That's true.
That was a joke. You got it.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right because there's Kyle's the only one that really can be bragging too much because the other two guys in here, their teams aren't that great this year either. So
hold on, time out. Wait a minute.
Are you the Jimmy G's? Are y'all coming back?
Hey,
the fighting Jimmy G's.
I'm not gonna do this with you. Come on with these picks.
Texans on the clock. Are you on the clock, Houston Texans? Oh
yeah.
Wait.
We're gonna be on the clock for the next couple of years.
All right, game 2, Mount Vernon West. Oh, this is a good one right here. It's a really good
MV.
one. Yeah. Who y'all got?
Purple Tigers.
Mount Vernon.
Yeah. Easily.
Yeah, I went with Mount Vernon too.
30. About 30.
I went with Mount Vernon. I couldn't go. I know Derek will be mad at me if I picked against his Mount Vernon. After we left him on an island last week almost, and he showed us that Mount Vernon
did. Hey, Mount Vernon. I'm picking MV. Purple Tigers. The Tigers. The Purple Tigers. Go Tigers.
Dak would throw at least 3 picks against Chapel Hill.
At least.
He sure would.
We got Eddie's got Mount Vernon. He's going back on the bandwagon, and Derek's got him by 21. Game 3, Cooper, Corrigan, Camden. Man, this was another juicy matchup. Yeah, guys, I went with Cooper. I'm riding Cooper.
I'm going with the 2 C's.
You going with the 2 C's?
The other Bulldogs. I'm going the other Bulldogs.
I'm going with Cooper.
I don't remember who I picked. I think Cooper. Did I pick Cooper?
They're both Bulldogs.
Kyle, you pick Cooper. Kyle, you have Cooper.
Go Cooper then.
All right.
Cool.
We got let's see. Buddy says Mount Vernon. We've got Buddy's also saying Cooper. Derek says Corrigan. He's going with Corrigan Camden.
CC.
I wouldn't
We
be mad if
got
Oregon
Chris,
won that one.
the Fighting Dosses. Let's replying to Derek there. All right, the next game, game 4, another good one. It's just so many good games. This was a tough week to pick them. Beckville, Joaquin. Guys, I'm going with the Ville, the Bville, not the Jville, the Bville.
What is Beckfield's mascot?
Bearcats.
As I said, the Bearcats.
Bearcats.
Like the St. Lucie Bearcats, like the Cincinnati Bearcats.
Like the Cushing Bearcats.
Right. I'm going with Beckville.
I'm going Beckville.
Beckville.
JQ, Joaquin for Eddie.
Okay.
Derek says Rams by 14. So I guess he's going with Joaquin as well. Buddy says Beckville. All right, game 5. Aubrey Center.
It's a Rough Rider anthem, is what it is.
Going center.
Yeah, easily.
I'm going with center. I'm definitely going with center. Center by 17. Oh, I don't know about
center by 17. I went with Aubrey. In this one. Upset special on this show.
Actually, I think Aubrey would be favored, but
for y'all, it's an upset special in this particular.
Right, I'm rocking with center.
Yeah,
we got Cushion Bearcats. They said we got Aubrey for Derek. Christopher's got center. Eddie's got center. He also said this game is a toss-up. Yeah, there's a lot of these that are. This is a good weekend. This is probably one of our. And Pasama's got center. So that's gonna be another good one. Yep. Game 6, Hooks Harmony. I'm going with the Hooks.
I'm going Hooks also.
Left hook, right hook. Left hook, right hooks. Let's go, baby.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go, Red Eagles. Let's go, Harmony.
All right, we got Eddie's got Hooks. We got Buddy says H-Town. About it. Derek's got Hooks. Christopher's got Hooks by 30.
Look, I'm about to screenshot this so I can see. So I can come back with my receipts.
Eddie is. I'm sorry. Not Eddie. I'm sorry. If Kyle is right about this, he's gonna come up here. He's showing up here with another one of these belts. One of these championship
Kyle,
belts.
You were like Roman Reigns in the worst. You're in like the his opponent's hometown, calling them out and saying he's gonna beat them for the world title. That's how anti. You're. I mean, I don't know how to even explain it, but better than that. But you're
greatness
in
on
the
a different level
territory.
Greatness on a different level. I don't know what to explain.
I respect it though.
I respect.
He gonna stand on that.
Look, here's the thing. I can't in good conscience go call a Harmony game for Harmony when in my mind I'm picking Hooks. So I gotta go with Harmony. I mean, I can't, you know.
Did Vince say Eddie is right? Oh. Eddie, did you agree with Eddie? Oh, he's asking if you said he was right.
I agree with Eddie sometimes. Like that's weird.
I said the who signed with Little Rock.
When he's not coming for me.
The Hooks guy signed with Little Rock. It is Logan Davis.
Hey, all y'all Hooks people, can y'all get in contact with the head coach and have him send me a roster? I emailed him Monday and I ain't heard back from him.
Yeah,
Chris. Chris.
Reach out if someone can get us a roster, get it to us. And I'll get it. I'll make sure it gets to Kyle.
Please, I would greatly appreciate it. If not, I got to call Hooks tomorrow.
Yeah, so make sure you get it to him. Let's see.
And I may not be welcoming Hooks after this.
Vince is agreeing with the people.
I know the people. I'm the people's champ, baby.
Kyle, I think I picked Harmony, is what Jake says. Jake.
Thank you, Jake. Another Lindelian.
Actually,
Uh-oh.
Jake, you did pick Hooks.
Oh, you Jake.
Wow.
Y'all leave me out here on the island.
Wow.
Eddie
Hey,
says it is a secret.
Brett was quoting Amari. He said, and the paternity test.
Determined that was a lie.
Yeah, that was a lie.
Oh, my bad. He says, oh, my bad.
Oh, my
Never
bad,
mind.
never mind.
He pulled Amari.
Uh,
Yeah.
buddy wants you to send
Jake,
your
you
email.
are
He'll get
not
you hooked
the
up.
father.
I got you, buddy.
Eddie says this is funny. That's what we're here for, Eddie. We got some good entertainment. We're always glad to have Kyle with us too. It's he throws another wrinkle in our show here. All right, so Kyle is a leader, not a follower.
Christopher, look, man, you're all right with me. You may be going for Hooks, but you're all right with me.
All right, the next game, Dangerfield Decab. I got D-Field on this one, fellas.
Y'all know where I'm going with this one. D-Field, the Tigers. Go Tigers.
Yeah, Dangerfield, all the way.
Dangerfield by as much as they want.
Hold on. I don't hear it. You didn't sound very confident, Vince.
Dangerfield. I'm with Dangerfield.
He's even kill. He's just cool. He's cool, man, Vince.
Man.
Yeah, okay, all right.
You know, ain't no need to get rowdy when you know you beat somebody down. Ain't no need to get rowdy. You know, we're gonna go in. We'll do what we do.
Derek's got D-Field. Eddie's got Dangerfield. Buddy's got Go Tigers. Chris Bates says, I believe it'll be closer than y'all think. And is Winky still out, Chris? Yes.
Might be the inside thing. All right.
Winky is out. Winky is out.
I don't know who Winky is, but that'll be a big loss.
Right.
Important.
They speaking in code now.
They got a code. See, they don't want to give us the inside sources so that we can't beat them, guys. That's what it is.
That's fine. Maybe two inside, right?
Christopher Bay says DCAB is big and physical. So, all right, game 8, Malakoff Winsboro. You know, I went back and forth on this one, and if I lose this one, I'm gonna blame Corey. I'm going with Malakoff.
Malakoff.
No.
Tigers. Malakoff.
Going with Malakoff.
Don't do that.
Tigers.
Winsboro, baby.
Tigers.
Winky is their best player.
Rugged Red, Winsboro.
Oh, I said fucking red. Okay.
Uphill. Oh, right. So that must be the Cab's best player. Because they said that will be an uphill battle for the Cab.
Well, yeah, Dangerfield by 40 if their best player's out.
Yeah, sure. Blowout.
Running back for the Cab is who that is.
By 45.
Like. Winky. We got Winky Williams. He's out for punishment. Oh, that's sad. That's always a tough loss.
How about that?
Gotta be disciplined to play football. All right, Derek says he's going with Koff. Eddie's got Malakoff. And these guys have been listening to us too much. Let's see. We got Christopher Bay says Finney is hard to beat in the playoffs.
Look, Winsboro missed out on the playoffs last year by 1 point. Like they lost by 1 point and missed the playoffs. This team came back this year with a different mindset, a different attitude, and their one loss is to Pottsboro.
By 1 point.
Thank you. So
by 1 point.
Yeah, and they went for 2 and didn't get it. So Winsboro, man, I think they can make a run. I like the Red Raiders. Coach Finney's done a great job over there. Kyler Finney, his son's the quarterback. I think Winsboro wins this one pretty easily, honestly.
Derek says y'all know my reason for going for Winnie because that's district.
And I took that personally.
Disrespect.
Yeah, he's not going to pick them. See, Winsboro's QB drops dimes according to
Kyler Finney. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Game 9. Game 9. The game I will be calling on Dave Campbell's Texan Live Friday in Humble, Texas.
Have you ever been to Humble?
I can't remember if we've been there or not. We
went there a couple of years ago when Lindell played LBJ in the state semis, and it's got a very gorgeous stadium. I'm
ready to get fed in the press box.
I wasn't in the press box.
And
so
it's gonna be warm. It's gonna be warm in the press box. Too bad you're not calling a game, Kyle. You could have come with me.
Maybe next week, because all 4 of our teams could be gone by next week. So maybe next week.
Snap.
Well, hopefully we'll be in there next week.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna throw it up with Corey, throwing up the CH.
Is that what that is?
I'm going, yep, the CH. Going CH. CH.
I don't know how to.
I'm going with the C Hill this week. Let's see, we got Eddie. CH. Y'all know better than to go against the CH. Miss Basama knows what CH is all about.
I think it's Chapel Hill by 20.
Derek going with the dogs. Says, yeah, those Red Eagles will be gone. Oh, buddy says the Red Eagles are. Man, he's still taking shots.
I know.
What are y'all doing?
He won't have to follow the Eagles anymore, so he will be available next week.
Dang, man.
Woo! Shots fired across.
I feel like I'm into the heads of some hooks. I like it.
Listen. The chat fans we have, they are cutthroat. I love it. I love it.
I think this is awesome because I ain't heard nothing from Hooks all year long, and then I come out here tonight and
I'm gonna blame Eddie.
Coming out the woodwork.
I'm blaming Eddie. We didn't have any Hooks fans to Eddie County. I think Eddie was bad. Yeah, appreciate that, Eddie. Hooks. Hooks is on it tonight. I like
it's
it.
Awesome.
Eddie
it's
brought
awesome.
him in.
Yeah, well, the smoke.
And then if that wasn't a good enough one, the game of the week, game 10, Kilgore El Campo.
Oh.
I'm rolling with the Red Dogs. I think they're going to have too much.
Good, man. I'm not picking against Kilgore. I know how this district is. I'm not picking against anybody in this district. We know how tough this district is, and those guys are good. So this is like a when college football teams when different conferences play against different conferences and stuff, it is not just an individual game. It is a conference game. Like you don't want that conference to beat your conference because that's bragging rights. We don't want this conference to beat our conference. Period. The end. And bragging rights. We dominate this conference.
Christopher Bates said he just found out about us. Well, Christopher, tell all your friends and the people
tell
that
everybody.
Would be interested, man. We appreciate all y'all coming on tonight.
Appreciate
Buddy
that.
also says introduced to the show tonight. Thanks, Buddy. Can share us out. Let everyone know that all this stuff will be on later. They can come back and watch our stuff and go back and watch our old stuff.
Coming.
Don't tell nobody else in Hooks to go watch this.
Oh, they're gonna have all Hooks watching.
If Hooks wins next week, their whole city may be online.
The whole intercom is gonna have this conversation on there.
Listen, if Harmony wins, I want all y'all to come back. Back.
It'll be a desert over there in that conversation.
Eddie's got Kilgore. Derek says WTF is a rice bird. I don't know.
It's a great question.
Sure. Christopher Bates has Kilgore. Jake's going with Kilgore. Jake wants a rematch. He wants a rematch. Right. We want to bet. Derek's going with Kilgore. Is a bird that eats rice. Well, that's a good. I will be back to eat crow if needed. Hey, he's coming. He said he'll. Buddy. He said, I'll come eat crow.
All right.
Jake said, absolutely.
Now, just to be fair, if Harmony loses, I won't be back on the show next week.
He'll have something. He'll have something to do real quick.
Okay. We'll tell you how to find him.
Yeah, we'll give his information out.
No.
Yeah. Oh, you gotta do this. This how you gotta do it. Just take it on the chin. Like, okay,
the reason they mess with me is because I took a lot of L's this year. Man, I took a lot of L's.
I'm used to the criticism being a Philly fan, a Philadelphia Eagles fan here in Texas. So
you know what? I give Eagles fans a lot of respect because you gotta do with the Cowboys all year long. Been successful since the 90s. So shout out to Eagles fans for putting up with all this Cowboy junk. Yeah, y'all got a lot of respect.
All right, so Eddie says, did y'all see the crow I sent to the Texarkana game day crew after the LE game? No, I didn't see that. I'll have to share that with us.
Uh-uh.
Christopher said, give us a shout out on the radio broadcast.
Tune in and I will.
Eddie, are you heckling other shows too?
Menace.
He's stirring it up, man. Stirring it up.
Eddie
I love
said,
it.
I don't sleep.
I love it. Man,
He's like the Dennis the Menace. He's riding down
Eddie
the
said,
car.
I got a
on the
lot of
wheels
hate
smoke.
to pass around.
Yeah,
oh man,
I got all time of the day.
He says yes. He's saying yes. He heckles all their shows.
I'm
Hey,
not
so
gonna
if y'all are listening tonight still and with us, or you're listening to this later, recorded or whatever, be sure wherever you're watching, go like and follow all our platforms. Again, I've got them scrolling across the screen. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go back and watch our old shows. We've got all year's shows on there. So go back and watch, like the videos, comment, give us any kind of feedback that you think that would help us. That's what we're here for. We do this show every week because we enjoy talking about high school football and high school sports in general, and we love the interaction. The fans is what makes this show. It makes it entertaining. We love to hear from you. All the towns that we cover this year. Some of the towns we didn't even cover until some of the fans started coming on. So come on, give your team a shout. Let us know. It gives us some insight on some of these teams that we may not have seen. And so we appreciate everything that we get from chat. Tonight it's been live. This has been the most lit chat we've had since we've done this show. We appreciate everybody that was on. Hey, maybe it was Kyle. Kyle brought all these. I think he brought all these Hooks people over.
Fans with
Yeah, here we go. Yeah, they followed.
Buddy said Eddie isn't lying. He did send them a chicken. It was hilarious. I want to see that, Eddie. I think that would be. I want to see that. That's.
I'm afraid.
Anyway.
You know what? I'm afraid.
I'm surprised he didn't send one to Vince.
Something like that. I'm literally afraid. I am literally afraid to see what happens if we do something like that game show. That would be scary.
Those of you that are still here, we're gonna wrap it up here, but we've got our new scoreboard show with Lone Star Gridiron this Saturday at noon. We'll go through all the scores. We'll talk about brackets statewide. We'll kind of cover. We're on there. We've got some other guys with Lone Star Gridiron that'll be on there. It's a lot of fun. We had our first show last week. Come on there and be interactive and chat. If your team won, come brag. Come give us some love. Tell them that NETsn sent you. So make sure you check that out. We have a pregame show this week for our Chapel Hill broadcast. Me, Corey, and Vince are going to be on. We'll be talking about breaking down the Bay City Chapel Hill game, talking about it in depth before the game. So come join us there. It'll be streaming live on all our platforms at 6 p.m. on Friday. So that'll be a lot of fun. Again, I'll be broadcasting the game this week. Me and Keith Whitman will be live on Dave Campbell's Texan Live. If you would like to watch the game, you can easily find it on our website, netsn.live. Top, you go click the Texan Live link, and it will take you right to our broadcast. It'll be easy. Kyle, go ahead and replug your where you're going to be Friday.
So we're going to be in Mount Pleasant, Sam Parker Field Friday night. And for the matchup between the Harmony Eagles and the Hooks Hornets, kickoff is at 7 p.m. We'll have our pregame show at 6:30. You can listen live to the game by downloading the KMOO Country app, the KMOO Country app. Also, if you don't remember that or you need another way, you can reach out to me on Twitter at the Kyle Owens, and I will get you the information you need to tune in. So would really enjoy to have all these Hooks people, even if you're at the game, to tune in and let me know you're tuned in. I'll give you a shout out.
I will tell y'all, Kyle does a great job of radio broadcasting. I've got to listen to several of his broadcasts. Yes. He does a great job, and he's into the game. You can tell he loves it because he's just so into it. You know, you've got guys out there that just want to give you play-by-play. He gives you play-by-play with passion, and you can tell he loves doing it. And him and Jeremy do a great job. So give them a shout out too. We appreciate you coming on with us tonight. Got a few more chats before we go off. Eddie said he didn't have Vince's address. That's why he didn't get him a chicken. We'll get you that. Eddie. Chris Rebay says, watch the couch on Texarkana game day at 7 a.m. All right. That's
I'm going to watch it now.
We like their stuff. Miss Basama says, great show, guys. Go Bulldogs. Go Bulldogs. Thanks for watching. Jake says, Kyle, it was nice to have another Lindale guy among all these Chapel Hill people.
Yeah.
So, hey.
Shout out to Lindale. L's up, baby.
Eddie says, see you guys. Eddie says, see you guys Friday. You too. So Eddie said, see you guys Friday. You too, KO.
All right.
Chris says, this has been a great show tonight. Thanks, Chris. We really appreciate it. As one of our
Chris.
loyal listeners from even last year when we just did Chapel Hill. So thanks, Chris, for that. We appreciate it. That is a nice stadium, Eddie says. So got something to look forward to. Should be a nice setup there for you, Kyle.
We were there last week for the Grand Saline New Boston game.
Well, then you know exactly where you're going.
I have a complaint about it though. The walls are super thin in the press box, super thin. So everybody's going to hear me in the press box Friday night. That's I apologize in advance.
That's okay. Hey, you got to do what you got to do. We'd like to tell everyone where they can follow y'all. Y'all can follow me at Bret Swinney, BretSwinney. And I'll also take this down so y'all can see that I've got my Twitter handle there.
I didn't put mine up there.
Yeah. Do that. I had the ticker going tonight, so it didn't have it up. Y'all can let them know where to follow y'all as well.
Oh, well, since everybody else has theirs up there, the Kyle Owens on Twitter is how you can find me. The Kyle Owens on Twitter. Follow me. I'm trying to get my followers up, man. You can't see. I'm trying to get my followers up.
Hey, you're probably ahead of us.
Yeah, way ahead.
But go ahead, guys. Y'all wanna?
Yeah. My bad. I back to you.
Who's the champ? Who was the champ? Oh, that was Vince. Okay, we'll let him go first.
Yeah. What did I do that one? Follow me, your boy CM. That one time. No. Follow me, Prince B83. I post a lot of Longhorn stuff and sometimes just random things that I'm doing around the city. But come follow me.
Okay. Yeah, y'all know what mine says. Your boy CM. Follow your boy.
That's why he don't get nobody. That right there.
What I get.
But really, go follow
when it comes to the broadcast. When you advertise it,
really go follow us. Go follow us on all our
That's
platforms.
my personality. It's very welcoming. It's not hateful.
I need you to almost just scream it, man. You need to.
I'm not screaming. I'm not screaming my ad.
You gotta sell it, man.
Man,
I don't want to buy that car. Yeah, you want this one right here?
You know what you want to buy. You know what you want to buy.
Hey,
you know what you want to buy.
Y'all want more? Y'all want more of this? You're going to have to come back next time. I'd like to thank LoneStarGridiron.com for being our sponsor and being a partner with us. Chris, Grant, Terry, all the guys back at Lone Star. We'll catch you next time right here on the NETsn Weekly Wrap-Up Show. Good night, everyone.
Peace.
Northeast Texas Sports Network is dedicated on delivering the most entertaining sports broadcasts in East Texas. And if you're interested in having your next sporting event streamed live, visit us online at NETsn.live.